That's the second.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to The 12. This is a show about the Women's Super League, aka the highest division of women's football in England. We're here to discuss all things WSL, both on and off the field. Each week, we'll be breaking down games, showcasing stars, and highlighting important stories surrounding the game. My name is Deepti, and I'm here with my co hosts, Mark, Tombaum, and Treb. I want to say happy birthday week to Treb. And this week, it's about goalkeeping in the league and how it seems like the goalkeeping standards have increased. And Tom, I'm going to throw it to you immediately because you brought this up, and you were just kind of talking about how the average goals conceded has decreased over the years, and especially from like last year and the past couple years to this year.
Okay. I don't know what was going on, but like it's just like watching all the matches, like, man, like Faye Kirby, she had a hell of a match. But even though they lost, uh Petra Shemek, she had a hell of a match, even though they lost. Like Ndozi had a great match. Like you see all of these goalkeepers having really good matches, and it's like, huh, I wonder if like goals are kind of like going away, sort of thing. Like if we're not scoring as many goals. So on average, in the last 4 seasons, over the like basically since COVID, the COVID restart, right? We've seen um, teams average anywhere between 18.1 to 20 and a half goals a match week, right? Currently sitting on match week 10, we're seeing teams score about 16 goals, 16 and two-thirds goals a match. So we're seeing that dr- dramatic drop in goals decreasing, and it's not necessarily because there's a lack of attacking talent. And I don't like I I I'm not necessarily a statistician, but it would be interesting to kind of get into the numbers of like defending. I don't feel like defending has gotten a whole lot better in the WSL, and I wouldn't necessarily say that attacking talent has gotten um, any worse in the WSL. You just feel like you see what the expectation is to be a league average keeper. Even like we talk about Yanina Leipzig on this show all of the time. Like she's a really good keeper. She might not be in the best defensive situation, but like she's she kept City in the match until Carolyn came in. Like just
I
with the
often
number
say
of saves that
that
she
the
had.
way they like decide who is the golden glove and the stats that keepers have are not necessarily the best. I think the eye test is a little bit better because number one, in order to be like tested as a keeper, you need to be on like a team that doesn't have a great defense because the keeper needs to like have a lot of shots taken against them. And like Leipzig is a great example of being on a team that's towards the bottom of the table, but she's a great keeper in the sense that if you look at the percentage of shots saved and like the quality of the shots, I think is a big deal. Like you can see other keepers who save high percentages, but maybe the quality is like, they're easy saves or whatever. Whereas someone like Leipzig might have saves that are, um, they just look more intense or they look more, I don't know what the right word is, to be honest. But anyway, it's just like eye test is such a big deal. And for me, that's a better way of saying it. And of course, it's so subjective and like you can't really give awards based on eye test because everyone has their own idea of what's good and what's not. But I don't always agree with how they decide who's like the best keeper in the league. I don't know about you guys.
I would agree. I think there has to be different. I mean, especially in the age of all of these advanced analytics, right? Like, there's got to be a little bit more ways to tell who truly is the best goalkeeper. I think it's unfair to say, okay, well, they have a good defense, so their goalkeeper isn't really needed because there's. I mean, I look at the way Arsenal played last year in the final against Barcelona. Like, they had probably one of the best defensive performances any team has had, and they still needed Daphne Van Domslar to come up with about 5 or 6 huge saves to win that match, right? So I think that definitely needs to change. I also think, like, just as a whole, teams have invested in goalkeepers, right? Like Daphne Van Domslar coming to Arsenal a couple years ago, Fallon Joyce coming to Man United a couple years ago. You have God, like the team is escaping. I think it's Brighton that signed Dozier, right? Yeah, like they signed Dozier last season, right? So like you have the teams in the WSL realizing, okay, we're going to go up against teams like Chelsea. We're going to go up against teams like City who have like, Sam Kerr, now Alyssa Thompson, Kennerid, like all these attackers. And then City have like Bunny Shaw, Viv Miedema. Arsenal still have Russo and Blackstenius who can score a lot of the times. And I'll talk about that later. But like, like you still have a league where the top teams have a lot of scoring talent. And so like you've seen a lot of teams decide, you know what, let's invest in our defense, but like most importantly, let's invest in our goalkeeping. And I think the influx of all of these talented goalkeepers has led to what Tom was saying, which was like the goalkeeping has just gotten better and better over the years, where like this isn't a league where you're going to take too many 30-yard shots and come up with a goal, right? Like you're going to need to really break down people and get clean looks. And even then, like we'll talk about the matches that we from the past week, but like Arsenal Liverpool, like they had so many shots on goal, and even someone like Kirby, who like I don't think is considered one of the best in the league, like she had a performance where she made 7-8 saves in a match where they probably could have lost by 4 or 5 goals. But it's like performances like that have kind of been really good for the league in terms of defensively because it really makes the attackers work harder. So I'm with Tom. Like it's fun. Like as someone who loves defense, like I love defense. I love watching players, concede less. Like I love when a goalkeeper can put out a performance. Like I've talked about Fallon Joyce a lot. Like I love Dozier. So like I really appreciate goalkeepers, and to see them improving in the WSL is something that makes me really happy. And I think it's only going to get better because again, you're going to have to keep players like you're going to have to keep goals from being scored if you want to have any hope of competing in a league where more and more attackers are being brought in. So, yeah, like it's been fun. It's been fun to watch that trend increase over the last few years.
Okay, now I do have a theory about all of this, right? So all of the previous, or except for last season, all of the previous seasons that we talked about, where the more goals per match week were being scored, um, Chelsea was managed by Emma Hayes. Now she is managed. They are managed by Woso Kirk Ferentz. I mean Sonia Bonpastor.
That's so rude. Not
Am I wrong?
incorrect.
Okay,
Not incorrect, but so rude.
so Mark, like keeping that in mind, do you feel like because I actually want to use this to like just transition into going into the matches because I want to go in reverse chronological order just because I want to
Oh,
hold
okay.
I want to hold space for you in this
Usually it's
difficult
clearing
time.
out for me. We got to clear out for
Hey,
Mark
I
finally for
know.
once.
Like
We're running
Finally, it's
ISO.
it's clear out for
like
Mark. Yeah, we
like
running the Mark ISO today.
Oh
30
man.
like 34 matches unbeaten
Hmm.
comes to an end at home at the King's Meadow.
We'll talk about this more.
Yeah, but okay, so within the context of this conversation, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about like that unbeaten streak. In the beginning of that unbeaten streak, you had results like I think it was 5-0 against Everton. There was a similar result, I think it was 5-1 against Tottenham. But oh yeah, there was the 7-0 against Palace. Who could forget that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there were
Yep.
some pastings, but that hasn't really been the case, I would say, going back to the spring of 2025, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, and then you had results where like, They had to score at the end to rescue a draw versus Brighton. West Ham scored at the end to get it to get a draw at Chelsea, right? Like that. And you had other games where Chelsea had to struggle to win, like versus Leicester. Actually, Leicester was one of the teams that got a draw versus them. So, and one of the things that I always notice in these games, and especially in the match that we're going to talk about, is I do think these teams are coached better. I think that, or I think we're starting to see that, right? And I think this is something that we've kind of seen in the men's game as well. Like the tactical approach of smaller teams, the tactical approach of teams who are like underdogs in the matchup and specifically not expected to have a lot of the ball, right? So it's like, how do they set up out of possession? Like, how do they look for their moments? And like, I think that there is a way to be in control of a game even if you don't have the ball,
Mhm.
or be in control of a situation, uh, even if you're technically defending more than you're attacking. You know what I mean? Like if you're, and I think that this also helps with the goalkeeping, right? Because like, if you have defenders in place, there are less angles for you to shoot, right? And so even if you're getting shots on target, it may not be, the most difficult shots to face always, right? Whether it's because of the angle, there's a deflection, it's coming from a difficult distance, right? So it's not as much on it. And so then for the goalkeeper, their job becomes a little bit easier where it's like it's only certain moments where they have to come up big. And even then, like I also think like with these, and this is a credit to the goalkeepers, their positioning is better. And so I think it's a combination of things. But I do say, like, I was just thinking about like the goalkeepers that we would consider, at least we have at least talked about, right? That we rate just off the top of my head. Like we've already talked about Ndozie and Leipzig, right? Obviously, there's Fallon Joyce and Hannah Hampton. Van Domselaw is pretty solid. We haven't even
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Sabrina D'Angelo for Aston Villa. She's been having a pretty solid season.
Mhm.
Um, London City's goalkeeper like had a really good penalty save this weekend, and she had like one or two other saves as well. That even though they lost, like she kept them in the game, And she's new to the league, so
Right.
it's just like and so you're already talking about like 5, 6, 7, like more than half the league where we're saying like their
No, stop
goalkeepers
it.
are at
Trev,
least good,
I was thinking that and you did
So
it. I can't get away from it.
I'm sorry. I didn't want. I
I
didn't
don't
want
want
to
to
do it, but I
keep
had
thinking
to. I
every
didn't want to do it, but I
time.
had to.
I just picked up on it.
I'm glad I'm an old and don't really
yeah,
have to
right.
like. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly listen. I'm honestly too old to be doing that. I just couldn't help myself. I'm just a chaos gremlin. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mark.
Please
Continue.
No, you're good. That was really like I think I agree with you guys where that's one of the ways that we're seeing the improved quality in the league in general because I think this season so far through the middle, the WSL has just been better. Like it's been more compelling. And, I think there's more teams that are interesting, right? Obviously London City helps, but also like Brighton, even Villa, who don't have a lot of points at the moment. Uh, but still, I think they've been a little bit unlucky in some games against other fellow, mid-table teams. So, um, I think that the improved goalkeeping has helped make for a more compelling league overall.
Agreed.
One of the
So,
goalkeepers
Mark-
we did not talk about.
Are we
I was gonna
leading
say,
into
Mark,
this?
Are we leading into the match now? Like, can we
That's
lead
like
into that
one of the last
Everton
ones
result?
to talk about.
at the
Reverse
oh
order.
no, we're gonna
All
go
right.
in
No,
reverse.
Tom said we're
chronological
going
order.
reverse order. We just want to give Mark the space to cash out.
I just want to like get this.
Chelsea
get
losing
this,
doesn't happen often enough. Like we have to we're starting with this. We're starting with this.
Okay. We are going in reverse
all right,
order.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Mark. I'm just gonna set the scene. It was Chelsea versus Everton
No, yeah, please.
at Kings Meadow Park. And honestly, who would have thought Everton would end Chelsea's unbeaten streak? If anyone bet on this match as like, or bet on Everton to like end the streak, they probably would have made a fortune. Yeah.
At home, Mark. They got y'all at the house, Mark.
And like,
They got y'all at the house, Mark.
no,
Well, it
no,
wasn't
this
the
is
house.
the house.
It was a house.
Stamford
No, it was
Bridge
like-
is not
Listen,
the house.
Listen, I'm gonna be respectful to Chelsea.
And that,
y'all play
and
at
that
Stamford
one,
Bridge like
Stamford
twice
Bridge,
a
y'all
year.
don't. Like,
This was the
that's
house.
not even your house.
Y'all
Kings
are not.
Meadow is your house.
Yeah. All due respect, Stamford, like it should be your house. It should
But
be your house. But
okay,
Stamford
so
Bridge is
the
not your
goal,
house.
just to say, like you're saying, like someone said, Ellie Carpenter was ball watching, and she's one of those players then who like when I think overall she's been such a good addition to Chelsea, but she's had a few of these moments where it's just like, oh, what are you doing? And some are, yes, ball watching, giving up, or being poor defensively and giving up goals or either like very good shots. And then there was been other times as well where we see her like completely miss open goals. But that's another story. This time, Mark, I will just open it up to you. Just talk us through what happened.
Yeah, so I'll go back to the lineup, and I think this is is part of the problem. So we lined up in a 4-3-3, right? Now I've on the last week we recorded, we talked about the Barcelona match and how Chelsea set up with a three at the back, right? And part of the reason why I like that with this group, well, at least this particular squad, is she insists on playing Baltimore at left back or left wing back, and then obviously Ellie Carpenter's right back, right? So, okay, push them up the field, right? Those are two of your better players, especially the way you compose the squad, right? Get them closer to goal. Instead, we come out with a 4-3-3 because Sonia does this thing where she likes to try to overload uh, the attacking spaces, especially in situations where she feels like Chelsea's a better team. They expect more of the ball. I don't know if it's like strategy or cockiness, really, but so essentially with this lineup, we have the four at the back. Lucy Bronze and Yomi Gurma are your center backs. Now Lucy Bronze has been playing some center backs, so fair enough. And then Baltimore Carpenter left back and right back. You had Kira Walsh kind of doing a single pivot, no Aaron Cuthbert, right? And then in the attack, I guess, if you call it an attack, you had Thompson, Macario, Michael Mano, which I thought was kind of an interesting decision, and interestingly, Lauren James. I didn't necessarily expect Lauren James to start because Bon Pastor did not let her go to England or join the England national team over the international break. She and Serena decided that it'd be best if Lauren James rests. Felt like maybe that international break is coming too soon. So you think maybe she comes off the bench for this, but she starts, right? And this is like her second appearance in the WSL for the season. And then Beaver Jones starts up top, where I thought Kerr might start, right? Kerr was allowed to join Australia on the international break. Kerr was held out against Liverpool and Barcelona because of that trip, right? It was all part of individual player management. Fine, fair enough, right? Chelsea have a deep squad anyway. Cool. The thing about the back four, or the thing about this particular setup that I do not like is, like I mentioned before, you just overload the attacking spaces to where nobody actually has space, and then you do things like play Alyssa Thompson on the right to where you're forcing her to cut in on her weaker foot, or you're rendering her to playing in crosses, right? You also, and speaking of crosses, you had Baltimore coming up on the left playing in crosses. Playing in crosses to who, though? We don't have a target striker in this lineup, especially when it's not Sam Kerr. Myra Ramirez has been out. So then, like,
Myra Ramirez out there grabbing booty cheeks. That's crazy.
That was
Y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that? Listen, I'm only telling y'all what's going on around the internet. I've seen that picture of what Maya Ramirez is doing on her off time. I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying.
Wait, Tom.
Yeah, we might have to put that a link in the show notes because I don't know what
Honestly,
you're
I
talking
haven't
about.
seen it
And,
either.
Really? You haven't seen?
Yeah.
You haven't seen that picture go? How am I the one that's on the internet the most around here? She is. Put it this way: she's very much enjoying her her rehab. I guess. Is she injured? Is that why she's out?
Yeah,
She's been injured.
Yeah.
She got hurt right before the season
She's very
started.
much enjoying her rehab. I'll have to drop the pic in there because you'll understand.
Okay.
So yeah, Myra. So without Myra, and without Kerr really being played regularly, or when Kerr doesn't play, rather, we don't have a big striker, and so it's a lot of short passes, right? A lot of intricate play, and I feel like Everton just sat back and let Chelsea do that, right? It's like all of the plays happening in front of Everton's defense are not really being pulled apart. And the most dangerous chance actually came before Everton's goal, where Macario took a shot from distance, and that actually did produce a really good save from Brosnan. But aside from that, not much. And then Chelsea in possession. Naomi Gurma plays the ball up the left side. Now, one of the reasons why I don't love Baltimore playing left back is because I think teams target her, right? I think teams target her in possession, whether they're pressing, and then I think teams target in behind her because she's trying to get upfield. And that's exactly what happened. Naomi Gurma plays the ball upfield. It's a quick turnover. The ball comes right back. Baltimore's caught upfield. And then they essentially create a 3-on-3, right? So it's going down Everton's right side. I forget who that was going on the right side. It might have been Momiki, but
No, it was Tony Payne.
no, Tony Payne scored, didn't she?
No, it was Hayashi that scored.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. Yes. So Tony Payne goes down to the right. Right. Baltimore is just not in the play anymore. So Naomi Gurma, who should be covering the near post, has to go out to the ball, which means Lucy Bronze then has to cover the near post and cover Gago crashing the near post. She doesn't really cover her. She just kind of is there and affects the play. And I think the ball's behind Gago, but then that allows Hayashi to score in off the back post. Now Ellie Carpenter does let up at a certain point, but to say that the goal's on her, I think that is a team breakdown, and I think that is a flaw in the structure. And the thing that I think really drives me crazy is how easy it is for Everton, just like Liverpool did, to counter against Chelsea. It's just a counter straight down the field. It's really basic stuff, actually. And it's because all of these players are upfield getting in each other's way. Right now, going back to Baltimore, 'cause I keep hammering on this. Right, one of the things that I thought was just a flaw in this setup was we don't have a left-footed attacker. Right, we do actually. It's Sandy Baltimore, but she plays left back. But we also have Neve Charles, who plays left back, who was a Player of the Year finalist before Bob Pastor came in. Why is she all of a sudden not good enough to play left back? It's been going on now since the beginning of Bon Pastor's reign, and part of it has been Neve Charles has been hurt, but when she's been healthy, I don't think we've seen her enough. I know I've talked about on here that I like when Neve Charles plays left back and Baltimore plays left wing, right? Because you have that overlap situation. But we've seen that a handful of times, maybe. I don't get why. But yeah, and then so it was so frustrating. This is one of the angriest I've ever been watching Chelsea Women Football Club. They looked like they couldn't string passes together. They couldn't really get any shots on target. The set pieces were kind of poor. The only chances in the second half that really looked like scoring was a header that came off of an Everton defender and hit the post. And then there was, I think, a Sam Kerr header that kind of floated towards the goal, and Everton had someone on the line to clear it. Sam Kerr did eventually come on. These subs were another issue that I had. So you had Sam Kerr come on for Lauren James in the 55th minute, and Sia Nuskin come on for Kat Macario. I don't I don't really get what that's supposed to accomplish. Like, I just
That
don't
is a choice. That is a choice.
Like, I remember it happening at the time, and I was just like, whatever, because I was already mad, right? Like, I was just so mad. But I remember looking back at that and being like, what the fuck was that? What did we accomplish? But this is also part of the reason why I have an issue with Bulbasaur overloading the attacking spaces, because when it's late in the game and you need to pour pressure on, you can't really change anything, right? Other than the people on the field. But in terms of where players are, like, what are you gonna do? Put the entire 11 players in the box? Like, it just. I think what was most disappointing about me is, or about Chelsea for me, is just how easy Chelsea were to defend. Like, they just were never really pulling Everton apart. Uh, they weren't forcing Everton to last second challenges or anything like that. Like, it was all just, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, I'm looking at FotMob here. It says we took 30 shots. It doesn't feel like, I can remember maybe 2 or 3 that were dangerous. 1.5 expected goals from 30 shots. That's awful. I don't know. It's just like, it's really worrying, because to me, I feel like these are all lessons that should have been learned already. I don't understand why Balpastor keeps trying to insist with certain things, whether it's Baltimore at left back, whether it's trying to force all these players on the field at the same time. You know,
Putting Kira Walsh in a single pivot
that's the thing.
that she's not equipped to do any longer.
And that's the other thing. Like, we spent all this money on Kira Walsh. Like, either we haven't gotten the best from her, or I don't understand what it is that she does that actually improves the team. Because
two
I think
things
it's
can
more
be
the
true at
latter than the
once.
first.
But two things can be true at once.
That's true.
Also,
I don't know. I feel like that was a move where I was just like, I feel like Chelsea just got her just to get her, to avoid her going to a rival, more than like you're getting her because she helps
yeah.
you.
Also, I want to mention,
That's fair.
I saw this on,
But-
I think it was while I was watching the highlights, someone pointed out, so last season, the first time that Chelsea failed to win under Sonia Bompastor was against Leicester City, and that was a 1-1 draw. And then this match against Everton is the first defeat under Sonia Bompastor. And Ruby Mace played in both matches. And Tom, you can also attest to this, obviously. I mean, she's played for all of our teams, to be honest. But
Right?
how much? Yeah.
No, but like she's low key like her transition from attacking midfielder to central midfielder to defensive midfielder to center back has really been fascinating to watch. And like, because she is so tidy on the ball, and she is such a good physical presence, and to Mark's point about them not really having that physical presence until they brought Sam Kerr in the 55th minute, like, Aggie Beaver Jones wasn't going to be able to do anything with her. Like, what are you going to, like, she's that tall. She's like, she looks stronger than most of the players on the pitch. Like, she's a unit. So, like, she's been very impressive in her move to center back.
What I really want to know is, like, right, like we've talked about the match, and like we let Mark crash out a little bit, but like, how are you feeling right now about the title chances? Because that loss puts Chelsea 6 points off of what City are doing. And like, we all, like, we talked about this before recording, like we all have our thoughts on City and their ability to maintain that 6 point lead, but just, I would like to hear from you right now. Like, how are you feeling as a Chelsea fan with the potential, right? Like, we're still barely halfway through this season, but like with the potential that the only trophy you can win this year might be Champions League. A
Yeah,
tournament
I
that
mean,
you've like struggled in, like obviously we'll talk about it later. Like you won 6-0 today, but like just historically,
right,
the title you're chasing.
right. I mean, in terms of our chances right now, I'm very pessimistic about it. Like I would, like objectively looking at the table, we're more in the top three race than a title race, right? I also
I don't
think
know
We
why
are
y'all keep saying
perceiving
this, but
you, and you
continue.
cannot do anything about this.
Tom has been on this like Jedi mind trick, reverse psychology for City like the last three,
call
four
him
weeks.
out.
You know what I'm
Call him
saying?
out.
Like, I don't listen. He's gonna think that
Call
they
him
absolutely
out.
Here's
suck,
the
but they
deal.
don't. They don't.
Here's the deal. We could win, like, we could theoretically win every match that we have remaining against all y'all squads, right? And United. It's not going to be that match that's going to fuck us up. It's going to be the match this weekend against Villa. It's going to be a match at the Copperjacks against London City. Like, that's where we're going to fuck up and drop points. Like, trust and believe that that is happening. Like, I don't know where you all have this faith. It's like, oh, City's about to win. No,
I
it's
will
not
say
happening.
I've said it before, and I'll say it on record now that we're recording. Like, I do feel like City are gonna drop points. Like, I'll talk about it more later, but like I feel like City are gonna drop points, and I actually feel like that United match is one to watch because I feel like y'all dogged them so hard in that first one that like they are gonna come into that match looking for the get back in the worst way. But also, I think it's important to note that City have Bunny Shaw, and I feel like as long as you have a healthy Bunny Shaw, your strategy and attack so far this season has been, you know,
Kick it to Buddy.
get it up in the air for Bunny to head it in, and she's obliged more times than not.
So actually, I want to piggyback off that point you just made, Trev. Like in a league where it appears to be getting more difficult to score, isn't the most valuable player the most unstoppable striker in the world? Like, how are City not favorites with her alone?
Listen, I have said it for the last few weeks. Like I feel like the thing that Arsenal are missing is a player like Bunny Shaw. Like a player like Bunny Shaw, a player like Sam Kerr, a player like, you know, I mean just a player that you know is no matter what happens, they're gonna get one.
Which
Like
actually, and
you can lose 10-0 or 10-1, like they're gonna get that one. Like they are inevitable. And I feel like Tom will talk about it when we get to that match, but like you saw it against Leicester, like they looked like they were gonna come away with the point, and then they got in someone into the match that can service the ball to Bunny Shaw, and all hell broke loose. You know what I mean? Like as long as you have a healthy Bunny Shaw, you have a chance, and so like that's why we are perceiving City. That's why we feel like with the six, because again, this is the WSL, right? Like we've talked about it before. It's the top 3 to 4 teams, and then it's everyone else levels below them. Like, is there a chance that a Leicester gets points off City? Yes. Is there a chance that Everton gets like? Yes. Obviously, we just saw him do it against Chelsea, but at the same time, players like Bunny Shaw, players like Viv Miedema, like that is a team that is probably going to do enough to maintain that 6 point lead that they have now. Like a 6 point lead in the WSL
Massive.
is like
Yeah.
having a 20 point lead in the Premier League. Yeah, like it is a the type of lead where you look at and you're like, oh shit, like they've got it in the bag.
Stop it.
And yet, and, and yet.
Okay.
So okay, Mark, I want to ask you just real quick about this three at the back, right? So is that a function of Natalie Bjorn being hurt, like
oh
not
god,
playing it,
don't
or
even
is
talk.
it a function of she doesn't think that the three of them being Germa, Bronze, and that big center back lady can all play together?
That's what I'm curious about, right? Because then you also have Berman. Hold on, let me make sure I get this woman's name right. It is. Where is she? Oh yeah, Verlee Berman, right? The 19-year-old center back, Dutch center back. She's already played some this season. Like, why didn't she? That was another option that you could have played, right? Like to me, Bronze Gurma Berman against a struggling Everton side. Like, I don't understand why that's something you don't consider. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought because I'm curious to see how she views Gurma. Like, does she view her as a you know center of three type of center back, or does she view her as an outside center back? Right? Like I don't know. I really don't know what goes on in that French woman's head. I'm going to be honest with you.
She's again, because she's Woso Kirk Barron, punts. Just punts. That's it. Just punts.
One more thing. I would like my big striker, Sam Kerr, to come back. She is back, but oh man, is she rusty. Like, there was one where there was a ball bouncing to her, and it looked like she was going to rifle it at least on target, and she just completely whiffed it and just like shanked it. It's like headers that are from 8 yards out going over the bar, not on target. It's just like, oh,
Do you think
man. Oh, Sam, please come
it's
back.
a combination of coming back from injury and then just also being a new parent? Because, yeah, I think it's not just like back from injury.
I'm a firm believer that it's probably the latter than the injury, because like when she first came back, she was like we were predicting like, oh, Sam Kerr's going to score, and it's like she was scoring, and then she's kind of hit a lull. So like I wonder how much of that has to do with
Jagger,
the at-home parenting.
And there's
stuff.
been times too. Yeah, there's been times too where she like passed when it looks like it would have been easier to shoot, and it's just like, where's the striker instinct, So I think it's a combination of things, yeah.
But I also feel like, I don't know, like, and we can move on from Chelsea after this, but like, I just feel like, well, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to spend the whole show talking about Chelsea losing. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, as fun as that would be. But like, I just feel like they are also a team, like we've talked about so many times before, like they're a team that are so focused on Champions League. Like, I wonder if they finally reached that point where they're just like, you know what? We've fallen behind in the WSL title race. Like, who really gives a fuck? Like, we've won this thing 10 times now. Like, it is, as much as I love this league, like, it is not the best league in the world, right? Like, winning the WSL for Chelsea is not the goal. Like, the goal is Champions League. And again, like, with just the performance that they put in today in the Champions League, like, I wonder how much of that is just them saying, like, you know what? Whatever. Like, the WSL is what it is. Like, if we win these matches, we win these matches. If we lose these matches, it is what it is. Like, let's just focus on the task at hand, which is finally getting the trophy that we've wanted for the last,
not
6,
again.
7 years.
Fucking 6, 7. I'll never leave.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even think of that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I didn't even think of that. You're right. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, I guess we know the episode title, y'all.
Yeah, right.
That was actually by accident. That was 100% honestly by accident. But no, like, I just feel like, as good as it is to win the WSL title, like, I just feel like for a team like Chelsea, like, it's very obvious. Again, like, especially after Arsenal win it last year, like, they have to be thinking, it is what it is. Like, we've lost the lead. We just lost to Everton. Like, let's just focus on what really matters. And what really matters is finishing strong on the Champions League group stage and making sure we do not get knocked out by Barcelona again.
It does kind of feel like the player management kind of does feel that way.
That's what I mean. Like, it just feels like the WSL is taking a back seat. And I understand. Like, I'm not even saying that's wrong, because if I was Chelsea, I'd be doing the same thing where it's like, we've won this title so many times now. Like, that is not the title we want to. Like, we didn't spend $1.5 million on Alyssa Thompson to win our umpteenth WSL title. We didn't spend $1 million on Naomi Girma to win our umpteenth WSL title. We didn't bring in, Sonia Bonpastor, who has a history of winning the Champions League, to win the WSL title. Like, all of these moves Chelsea that have made over the last few years, like, has been with one goal in mind, and that's the Champions League. And I feel like, yeah, they want to win the league title as long as they have the lead, but I feel like now that they don't have the lead, like, they don't seem, I don't know, like, they, like, just from my perspective, they don't seem like a team that seems that pressed about being 6 points back, right? Like
Okay,
I
and
I just don't feel like it.
That's a big gamble, like, just because the
Well, yeah, of course
coefficient
it
for the
is.
league. Well, because the coefficient for the league is such that only the, like, unless you win Champions League this season, like, only the
Top
league
three.
winner,
Yeah.
Yeah.
goes
True.
through to automatically to,
True.
like,
The rest
the
have
league
playoffs.
phase. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody else has to qualify through the
Yeah.
playoffs. So if you're just saying, like, oh, we'll just finish in second, like, it'll be cool, that's a huge gamble, because then, like,
Is it a
who
gamble for
knows?
Chelsea though? Like, again, like, we'll talk about it later. Like, we saw what they did to Roma.
I
Like, we've
mean,
seen what they've done to teams not named Barcelona in the Champions League.
yeah, but, like, because it's just a two leg like, first it's like just like the one leg qualification, like, first leg qualification just for one, and then, like, you end up going to a two leg situation. Like, in one of those one legs, like, because they happen so early in the season, like, they're essentially happening in August. Like, you don't have your full squad together. There's some who might still be, like, playing internationally. Haven't
But
come
they
back
won't be
from
in
break.
2026 though. That's the thing. They won't
CONCACAF
be.
W will.
How
So
many?
that means, like,
That is just
so
Alyssa Thompson
that Alyssa Thompson,
and Naomi
Naomi
Girma. Yeah, that's
Girma,
true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Khadijah Buchanan, like, who is, like, and I think that's a big, that's another reason why, like, they are
That's fair.
struggling, because, like,
You're right.
not only did she have she just had a setback. So, like,
But
that's
again, like, I just think that Chelsea are in a mode. Again, this is just like Mark can speak more to this as a fan of them. Like, just outside looking in, I feel like they have reached full on desperation mode. Like, they just want this title one time. They don't they don't care about what happens after. They don't care about the consequence. Like, they just need this title in their hands one time to, like, validate everything they've done the last 5-6 years. I avoided saying the thing, but 5-6 years. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I just get the sense from them just watching them against Everton. Like, it just felt like a team that very much was just like, if we get this draw, we get this draw. If not, we're focused on match day 5 of the Champions League.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on because we've talked about this match and Chelsea a lot.
It's been glorious. Chelsea lost. Like, that's crazy. I don't think we've ever. This podcast has not existed in a world where Chelsea have lost a match. That's great.
And
a league
domestically.
match.
A league match.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, yeah, we were here for the 8-2 draw. You know what I'm saying? We were here for that. We all saw the crown and the music. Like, we know.
But okay, since we're going in reverse order, we'll talk about Spurs and Villa next. We could skip until the last 5 minutes of this match because until then it was still 0-0. Villa did have a red card as a second yellow, and they went one woman down, but Spurs ended up winning 2-1. And Tom, this last 5 minutes, tell us about him.
They were on drugs. It was on that white girl. It was on that shit, y'all. Like, it was. Okay. First of all, like, one thing that Deepti did not mention that did happen outside of the last 9 minutes of the match. Jessica Naz did tear her ACL in a non-contact injury. It didn't look great. She went down almost immediately, which is really sad because, like, she made Delan get the first of her 2 yellow cards. And, like, it was a smart yellow card to take because she had already basically posted her up and then made the turn, and the Lion could keep up, and so she just grabbed her because Naz was about to break away. The second yellow card was just dumb. Like it like there was no need for it at all, and I didn't understand it. But I thought that this was a really interesting tactical matchup for like the first 85 minutes. I do think that this might have been like the tactical like masterclass as far as the first 85 minutes of the match in the two most interesting tacticians in the league in Arroyo and Martinho. They did a very good job of like both limiting the other team to the spaces that they wanted them to have the ball. Like they both allowed each other to have the ball, but like it was just in the spaces that they wanted. And then in the 85th minute, Kirsty Hansen on just a route one ball takes it down, and she absolutely beats Lise Kopp. And I was like, oh, there's Spursing. Like, there it is. And it was maybe a minute after the restart. Beth England, because who else is going to score? Like with Tinka Tanberg out, who else is going to score for Spurs? Takes a wonderful cross and gets it in. It's 1-1, and then it's 2-1 through Olivia Holt's goal out a beautiful across traffic assist by Drew Spence. I think she was kind of feeling her oats after that 17-0 drubbing Jamaica had of Dominicana. And so and that was in stoppage time. It was pandemonium at Brisbane Road. I can't think of more things that happened in a soccer match after watching essentially nothing. In the end of it was all of the action. And the first 85 minutes of the match was watching paint dry. It was like, oh, we're going to make sure that Aston Villa has the ball over here, and we're going to make sure that Spurs have the ball right here. And now that said, Spurs did do a really good job of like creating transition chances. And I think that that's one of the reasons why they're going to miss Jessica Naz a lot, because she was one of the big focal points of that. And so I think that now it's going to become like that question that we asked at the beginning of the season with Spurs. Who is going to score goals besides Beth England? Like, it's great that Olivia Holt scored a goal, but like that might be the last goal she scores this season, because we know what Spurs has the potential to do. Spurs has a dead even goal difference, y'all. Like, they have scored the same amount of goals as they have conceded, and they are tied on fourth with with Arsenal, and that goal difference is what's putting them in fifth. Also, as like to Sabrina D'Angelo did play a really good match. To Mark's point earlier, like she has really been stepped up well for Aston Villa and really kept Ellie Roebuck out of the starting 11. Which, like, when after Ellie Roebuck, had announced that she had been sick and that she had recovered, and then when she signed with Aston Villa, I really expected her to just take the job. And the fact that like Sabrina D'Angelo has been keeping her at bay has been really impressive, because it's not like that she's just being gifted this. Like, it is true meritocracy. She is earning her spot. This was the first points that on the road that Villa has not earned. The first time that they've been on the road this season and not earned a point. So like they've been much better on the road than they have necessarily at Villa Park. And I think some of that definitely does go to that whole because they play at Villa Park, but it's like really, really, it's big, but they're not packing it out, right? So you get this like large caverny feeling. So when they go to a place like the Chigwell, when they go to a place like Copper Jacks, they're expected to do a lot better. And their form has shown that. And that is why I am absolutely terrified for this weekend. So, But I think I leave this match um, feeling less confident about Spurs and more confident about Villa, even though they are the toughest team. To me, they are the toughest team in the league to get a beat on. Like I can't tell, like not necessarily, I can't tell what their ceiling or their floor is. You know, like they could, there's their floor could be 11 because we've seen that form from them. Their um, their high, however, I mean, they could be as high as fourth if they like put it all together. So I don't, to me, so I don't know like what. So somewhere between 4 and 11, which is a really big span, for a league this small.
Fair. I am just mad that Spurs they got the result in the end. And like the fact that they're so close to Arsenal still, and like
So close.
they shouldn't
so
be
close.
after all this time. Like we thought, the first half of their season they were just against easy teams. They get the 3 points against them, and that's why they're towards the top of the table. But now, I mean, we'll see in like the latter half of the season how it goes, but I'm not used to them being on par with Arsenal, and it's not a nice feeling, I will say that.
I think with the injuries, we don't have to worry though. Like I think the injuries are like the nail in the coffin
Yeah,
for them.
I think especially like Katinka Tanberg being out, because she was a late addition as well, and like she also, if not scoring, she was helping create scoring chances, and so her being out will definitely hurt them.
Yes.
Moving forward. Anything else on this match? All right. We will move on to the United match. It was Man United versus West Ham. And we saw Fallon Joyce come back. And United got the win 2-1 versus West Ham. I think so. When we did our preview for these, we predicted actually both if Fallon Joyce was there and if she was not. And it's clear, like when she is in goal, the whole team just seems to play better, especially like the defense. We've talked about this several times that when you have your like number one keeper who is solid and just someone who you can rely on, the rest of the defense and the back line plays that much better, and you just have that confidence in your defense to not concede as much and just play better. And so we saw that United got back on their winning ways. They just looked stronger than they have in the last couple weeks. And I think a lot of that has to do with PTJ being back in goal. That being said, Shakira Martinez had a fantastic goal. Fantastic goal.
Fallon Joyce was so good that the only way that West Ham could score is that Shakira Martinez had to do a bicycle kick.
Yeah.
And like float that shit into the corner. I mean, it was amazing. It was truly beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean that's what it's gonna take to get past Fallon Joyce, it seems like. Shakira Martinez, we have said several times that she is the one who, keeps West Ham, just gives them the chances. She's the one who scores for West Ham. West Ham is unfortunately at the bottom of the table and hasn't been able to get the results that they would like. But if there is a bright spot, it is Shakira Martinez. We haven't talked about predictions. I guess I'll just quickly say, prediction-wise for Chelsea-Everton, we all thought Chelsea would win, so we didn't get any points for that. We also didn't get any points for Spurs and Villa because I predicted a draw, and then Mark and Trev predicted a Villa win, which neither were the case.
I don't care. I'm
Fair.
never picking Tottenham again. I don't care.
So no
I'm
points for
never picking
that.
Tottenham again.
But we all did predict a United win, so a point for each of us for this match.
And also, just like real quick before we get into the match, like shout out to Fallon for
Oh yes.
always giving us the animal facts. Like she pulled up in the mask looking like Batman, and she even referenced it in her Instagram post. So she was just like, I think she said like representing the 7 species of bats that are in the UK or something like that. But like, yeah, if you want very cool animal facts, like you have to follow Fallon Joyce because she is. It is the one thing like I love footballers that have a different aspect to them outside of the pitch, and like yeah, like Fallon Joyce is the animal nerd in all of women's soccer. So shout out to her for that because I thought that was really cool. That like even in the midst of like the injury and missing time and coming back, like she's still able to just like a little bit of levity, but also a lot of education. So
Yeah,
shout out
agreed.
to her for that.
The animal facts are great, and Fallon Joyce. It's not. I think she's more on like the marine side, but any of the animal facts, she'll always get you there, and it's fantastic. I agree with you, Treb. Like seeing footballers have this other side and just like other layers to their personalities is great, and this is super unique, and I love seeing it come out in like each of her posts and everything. Anything else on the United West Ham match? I know we didn't really talk about what exactly happened there, but it was pretty straightforward, to be honest.
Yeah.
I need Bob Mob to do better because just because she had the assists does
Oh
not
my
necessarily
gosh.
mean that Sandberg was the player of the match.
I never
like-
look at Fought Mob
That's crazy.
ratings, to be honest.
their whole like all of like all
I have to. It's the only sometimes it's the only thing I get.
all of the like action that United was generating was on their right side through Jade Riviere, who was actually the second highest rated player for United, and it's just like, oh, just because Sandberg had the assist, like no, but like she was the one that was creating chances. She was the one that was like penetrating into West Ham's end of the pitch, and I can't. Yeah, do better, Fatma.
I just wanted to point out about this game. This is a game where Mallard and Turlin started together. Like we've seen Skinner kind of split up their playing time, kind of stagger them as these midweek matches have come. But this is another game that United wins where both of them start. And shout out to Dominique Janssen with the game-winning goal, a nice free kick. I kind of think the keeper should do better because the goal is on the near side. Like the shot is on the near side. It's not the side that the wall was covering. So theoretically, the keeper should have that. But still, it was like right in the corner. It was a nice free kick. So shout out to her.
Dominique Janssen is one of those who I think she's found another like life this season. Because she's a veteran. She's not one of the like new players, and she has just found this sudden like surge of energy and has been playing super well this season. So I think it's great to see. One of.
Has she always been
I
a center
couldn't
back?
tell you. I'm
Was
not
she a
sure
midfielder
actually.
before?
I feel like she has. She's always played in defense somewhere, either center back or
okay.
right back, I believe.
Okay. I don't know. For some reason, I thought she was a midfielder, like a DM.
Was she? We can't hear you, Tom.
I thought she
Yeah, I
was a
think
central midfielder
DM
to
for
start off her
sure.
career.
At Wolfsburg, I want to say she played probably both central midfielder and defensive midfielder. I don't know about with the Netherlands where she's been. I can't recall, but it's been defensive for the most part. whether midfielder or center back.
She's come up big for United this season, though. Like it feels like every time they need a play, she's there, either defensively or scoring goals. Like there's been time, like again with the Arsenal match that they played, like it felt like she was there defensively, keeping them from goal, and yeah, like she's had a resurgence in her career since arriving at United. I feel like.
Alrighty, let's move on to London City versus Brighton. I'll just start off with saying that all of us thought that it would be a much closer match in the sense that either London City would win or it would be a draw. However, Brighton got the win, got a 1-0 win off a Kiko Seki goal, and it was in the first few minutes. I think it was the 6th minute that it was a goal, and that ended up being the game winner. I'm a bit surprised by this result, I'm not gonna lie, especially because London City was at home and they were on the up and up, kind of had a few good results and were looking like they were getting stronger and stronger each match, so I figured that they would get a bit have more chances and just have more shots. There was a penalty, and Nadozier, I think it was, who ended up saving it. Is that correct? No, other way around.
No. It was a penalty.
Okay.
Yes, because it was a penalty for Brighton that Lette saved.
Gotcha.
Off of Madison Haley's shot. Because Linari Sangare, excuse me, she took down
okay,
Haley
and then
in the
Haley
box.
took the penalty.
And Haley took the penalty,
Gotcha.
and Lette saved it.
Yes.
But it's a London. It's
exactly.
a London City
I was gonna
match,
say,
so
there's going to be a
there's guaranteed
penalty
to be a
either way,
penalty.
whether it's for London City or not. There's going to be a penalty in this match. I need to I guess at the end of the season we need to calculate how many penalties London City has had in each of their matches, because it's almost one per match, if not more.
I feel like it's one per match. I feel like they've had at least one per, either for or against. They've had one per match, but we talked about before, where's the scoring from Brighton gonna come? And I think we need to start recognizing Seki a lot more, because she seems to be scoring pretty much every match, if not every match, every other match for Brighton. Like she seems to be getting the goals, and this one was a bit of a defensive snap. I guess it would. Basically, London City lost the ball trying to build up from the back, and they lost it technically in the middle of the pitch, but it was just from the back type of play. They lost possession, and then Brighton went on the counterattack, got it to Seki wide open, scored the goal. She's super clinical. I love the way that she plays because she is super clinical. But yeah, I want to talk about something because, Tom talked about how interesting it was that Tottenham were 5th and had basically an even goal differential at 0. London City are right behind them in 6th, and they have a -6 goal differential. And I think that that's very interesting, considering that Arsenal are in 4th with +11, Manchester United in 3rd +11, Chelsea in 2nd +10, and then City are leading the way with +17. And even behind them, Brighton right behind London City, just a point behind them, are +4 in goal differential. So London City are getting scored on a lot more than they're scoring goals, but they've done this is how funny soccer is. They've done just enough to keep them in that top 6 spot. So I know we talked about last week about London City kind of taking that next step and possibly being a team that can compete for top 3. But I don't know, just this performance, I said it when we recorded last week, where it was this game was going to be very telling in terms of Is it going to be Brighton that takes the next step forward, or is it going to be London City that really affirms themselves as a top three contender? And I think with the way that it played out, it was very much like Brighton saying, like, look, we may be dealing with injuries. We may not be the team just yet that's top three, but we're a lot closer than this new team is fresh into the WSL. So I love the way that Brighton played. I mean, I talked about it last week where like Brighton are just a team that are basically reliant on loans in, right? Like they have Rose Kafaji, they have Michelle Adjemain, who's now injured and back with Arsenal, kind of rehabbing. Like if they can find a way to get talent in on a permanent deal and like talent that they have, and I would love to see them nurture their own players. I think this could be a team that competes for the top three probably in the next couple of years. But yeah, I think this was a pivotal match in terms of which team is going to be going forward the favorite for like that mid-table kind of like watch out for us for the next couple of years. I think that's going to be Brighton. It was a step back for London City. They're still really good. I think you always have to remind yourself that like London City are a team that are new to the WSL, and these kind of matches are going to happen. But at the same time, I feel like when you talk about a Michelle Kane team, you know that comes with resources. You know that comes with connections. You know that that's going to come with players coming in. I expect them probably to have one of, if not the biggest Januaries of all the teams in the league. But still, like this match in particular, it was really a really good showing from Brighton to really prove and to show that, like, look, we may not be where we want to be. We may not be continuing the trajectory that we had last season, but we are still the team that you need to look at and count on in terms of like the next team fighting for the top three above a Tottenham, above a London City, above an Aston Villa, right? Like I think that this was one of those matches where they proved themselves, and I like watching Brighton a lot. Like they are one of those teams that I enjoy watching. Like I said, I hope that they get their own talent in because they're reliant so much on loans from other teams, and I get why, because they don't have the resources. But I would love to see them add in their own talent. Maybe go poach the NWSL a little bit, right? Like this January, have a big window, and I think that they could be a team that you look at the end of the season as saying like, okay, this could be a team that could be fighting for the top three next season. But yeah, like it was a big win for them, I think. Like I said, I thought this was a big proven match, and they proved something.
I also think it was. I feel like Nikita Paris probably feels like there was something left to be won because she was playing against her old side, and I'm not going to say she was at fault for the goal, but she definitely like didn't help stop it. She was playing up.
Why was she receiving the ball that deep? Like, I don't understand that.
And then losing the
Yeah.
ball, and the first thing she does is look at the ref. Girl,
Just go get after it.
you just lost the ball in your defensive third. Yeah.
To be fair,
Well,
every team Nikita
fair.
plays is
That's
the
not
team.
wrong.
Respect.
You're not wrong there.
Well,
she's got more than 2 Infinity Gauntlets worth of teams. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
All right. So next we had Leicester versus Man City, and this was, we kind of briefly like led into this with Leipzig, but Man City ended up winning 3-0, but Leipzig kept Leicester in the match for pretty much the first like hour of the match, the first 60 minutes. Then Caroline came in and changed the match, and she'd been out for a while, and it was great to see her back. Yeah, this goes back to what we were talking about, like goalkeeping, but then also goes back to what we're saying about City kind of controlling their destiny now and controlling the league and the title. Ha! Stop it.
nope. Nope.
This was still the
No.
most. Tom can talk about it, but like in my opinion, this was the most flattering 3-0 win I've ever seen in a while. Like that was not
Trev, to
a 3-0 win type of match because Leicester
your
had them on the ropes for 60 plus minutes.
to your point,
Tom.
this 3-0 felt like a smash and grab, and I don't know how you can have a 3-0 smash
How
and grab.
can 3
but
goals
that's
feel like a smash and grab?
'cause
But
it
you're
was after,
100%
like,
right.
70
It
minutes.
felt like you got one. Yeah, it felt like you got one, and then Leicester was like, "Oh fuck, we do suck. Actually, we do suck," and like let you get 2 more. But I agree with you. It felt like the most smash and grab 3-0 win I've ever seen in my life.
So, first of all, the first half, Bunny Shaw looked so not clinical after scoring a hat trick in a match for her country in which they won 17-0. It was like she kept hitting side netting, kept like skying the ball, hitting the post, and then like the only other like player that was really taking shots at that point was Viv Miedema, and every shot that she took seemed to be directly at Janina Leitzig. Like now, mind you, there were some very good Janina Leitzig saves that she made on some Viv shots, but sometimes I kind of thought that like Viv was like shooting right at her. And then in the 69th minute, Carolyn comes on for Viv, and the match just kind of like flips on its head from that point. Like 5 minutes later, like she floats a ball into the box that the Leicester defender whiffed on. It fell to Bunny. She was able to chest it down, rip a shot that, like, I don't think Leipzig thought that Bunny could get the shot off that quick because, like, she seemed unaware, like, oh gosh, because I think that she thought her defender had cleared it. And then all of a sudden it's 1-0. Carolyn earned a pin to me. So for them to call it a corner, like, was kind of ridiculous. Like, the ref did kind of take her time. It was like, then she pointed to the corner. But for City to immediately get the goal off of the corner, that felt like a very much ball don't lie sort of moment. And Bunny, in her time in the WSL, leads the league in headed goals at 28. I don't think anybody is really surprised at that. Like, nothing feeds my soul personally like a Bunny
Didn't
dunk.
she break a record recently?
It was most headed goals in the league.
Yeah.
So
how is your entire attack basically lost? Like, it's like getting nothing but alley oops in basketball. Like, your entire offense is lofted up to Bunny Shaw, and she heads it in, and no one can stop it. It is crazy.
I mean, she's 6'1", and she's playing against players that are 5'8". Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, she's just dunking on them girls. And then the last goal, Bunny returned the favor to Carolyn, found her on a really nice through ball. I thought that was probably the one time that, like, Leitzig made a mistake because she came out to, like, defend the shot, and, like, Carolyn just kind of, like, it's not a true chip. She just kind of dinked her a little bit, and it rolled right through to the corner of the goal. Made it 3-0. And City went to the King Power and got a 3-0 smash and grab. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, that's what happened.
I feel like this match, like, and Tom can speak, like, real quick, just Tom can speak on it, but, like, I feel like this match in particular was one of those, like, this is why we brought in Carolyn, right? Like, I feel like she's had, for whatever reason, whether it be, like, getting used to the league or, like, a little bit of knocks, like, I felt like this was her breakout match where she came in and immediately fortunes changed for Man City, and she was just like, "Fuck it, I'm taking over. I'm getting these assists. I'm gonna score a goal. We're gonna win 3-0, and we're gonna maintain our lead at the top of the table."
I think to me the biggest thing is like it it allows you to make sure that you to know that you truly do have depth at winger. Like now Amon Benet doesn't have to start, and like she can come in when the match is at two, up 2-0, because that like you don't want to play a player that young that often. Um, Now you're able to you get Hep back. And she's starting full 90. You're able to keep a player like Fujino fresh, who's been generating a lot of chances for City. So I think that it allows the depth at winger to be better. I don't listen, there's going to be a spell in this WL season where Bunny's not going to start 2-3 matches. And it's not that she's injury prone. The way that she plays, she is prone to injury, and the way that teams play her, she is prone to injury. If that makes
She gets
sense.
fouled a lot. That doesn't get
Yeah.
looked at. But like
So
also like you speak about winger depth, like you also have Mary Fowler, who you tend to play at the winger role, right? Like, am I wrong in that? Like, you
right.
tend to play her at that winger role. Like, you still have her
Yes.
waiting in the wings, and she's a player that, like, even though she's young, she will probably get. I don't want to say like she'll start immediately when she returns, but like she's gonna get looked at in terms of starting role.
Yes, and I am interested to see when she comes back if not Seb Hines decides to play her on the wing, or if he decides to play her centrally, or play her as centrally, like as an attacking midfielder, as a 10, just because she has a better passing range than Viv does, or play her up top, and give Bunny some rest. So I'm interested to see like if he allows her to play more centrally, coming back.
Any other thoughts on this match?
Not this match specifically, but I don't know if we talked about this or if you talked about this, Tom. But Yui Hasegawa, it seems like not Seb Hines is been playing him further up the field, or playing her, excuse me, further up the field. It seems like she's like occupying like maybe not like final third, but like just outside the final third. Like it seems like she's more advanced in general.
She's more of an engine in the midfield as opposed to dictating play, if that makes sense. She's driving the ball more. She's taking more shots, making more final third entries. And I think that, like, to me, it's kind of what's unleashed her at being able to do this is that you have another player in that double pivot in Laura Gwinkelday Brown who can also do some of the same things. I feel like she has been probably the most underrated City player this season. Just how she has adapted to her role as a central midfielder, and being able to effortlessly flow between being a 6 in a double pivot, a 6 in a single pivot, an 8 in a double pivot, an 8 in a single pivot. So just being able to have two midfielders do that sort of role, and cover the amount of space that they have has probably been why not Seth Hines has been able to get away with starting Viv at the 10 as many games as he has. Because she's not a 10. She's a striker. And I don't want, she's not the type of player that is going to be able to unlock defenses with her passing range. She's not going to be able to spot someone across the field. she's going to be able to make runs into the box. She's going to be able to shoot. She's going to be able to score. But as far as creating chances for other players, that's not really her bag. So, but being able to, having both Gwinkelday Brown and Yui Hasegawa play in more advanced spaces, as well as cover the ground that they do, I think that's allowed her to get away with that.
I also want to say, like, I know Tom won't probably agree with this, but like a lot of the reason I think a lot of us favor City in the title race is also because they don't have to worry about Champions League. Like we kind of had our jokes and had our laughs at them not making Champions League last season, but like you see now, like they have a 6-point lead at the top of the table, and they have the benefit of like, you know, Chelsea have to worry about Barcelona, and they have to worry about, you know, what position they are in the Champions League, and same with Arsenal, where it's like, okay, we're 8 points off of the WSL title race. Like let's maybe focus on improving our standings in the Champions League. And same with United, where they have to worry about their debutants now in the Champions League. They had to play Olympique Lyonnais today, and like they have to navigate that. Like I think City really benefit from not having that Champions League grind, where it's like, okay, we know that our like as much as we may want an extra trophy in the Subway Cup, like we know that our main focus now is the WSL, and we don't have to worry about a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, an Olympique Lyonnais. Like we don't have to worry about these teams. Like maybe, you know, we took the brunt of the jokes from not making it last season, but now this season we're healthier, we're stronger, we have a 6-point lead at the top. We can focus on just the domestic side and win that title. And I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of us feel like it is now City's title to lose, because they have that gap. They look really good, and they won't have to worry about these midweek games. Like they can just rest week to week to week.
I would agree in that it is an advantage for City, and that's still no.
You're still
no.
He's still
And
trying that Jedi Mind. I don't believe. Listen. We've talked about this before. Tom is full of bullshit when it comes to his team. We have followed his talking about his team is gonna lose, and it is the reason why I've caught up with Mark in the prediction race, because people believe, they are buying into his bullshit. It is propaganda at this point, folks. Like, do not believe it. City are the title favorites, regardless of if Tom wants to accept it or not. 6 points clear of Chelsea, 6 points clear, or 8 points clear of Arsenal. Like, they are leading the race. They look good. And like I said, they don't have midweek games to worry about. Everyone else around them has midweek games to worry about. And City can just take it weekend to weekend to weekend. And, you know, Bunny stays healthy. Viv stays healthy. They're probably going to get Fowler back sometime soon, I would imagine. Like, they are the strong. Back. Yeah, like they have Caroline back, who literally the way that Caroline changed that Leicester City game. I've told these people before we recorded. I thought for sure this was going to be a weekend where Arsenal were going to benefit from everyone dropping points, and in the span of 10 minutes, Tottenham got the win, United got the win, and Caroline changed the match for City. Like City are a force to be reckoned with, and it just it sucks.
Let's talk about the Arsenal match, because it was.
Is it Arsenal match time?
It is.
Hold on. One final thought on City, right? I just get jealous watching City, and specifically the way they're set up, because like they don't fucking not Seb Hines, aka Andre Jurgelers. He just has a very simple setup, right? Like 4-2-3-1, double pivot, right? Your big striker up top, your wingers, your fullbacks to get up, like, and you know what you're getting. Like, aside from the big players, and this is big part of the reason why I think City could be, or like they're title favorites, and why they're in this position now, is players like Fujino, players like Wahabi, Kasparai we've talked about. Rebecca Canuck has gotten healthy and is holding it down in the middle. And I noticed in this match, like, she's even, like, directing traffic and all that now. I think she's filling a big need. Like, you have, like, blue chippers, as we like to say, right? Lauren Hemp, right? Like, you have blue chippers in this team beyond Buddy Shaw. Like, it's hard to make the argument that this isn't the best, at least starting 11 in the league.
A Chelsea fan being jealous of City is actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That is insane. The team that has Kerr and Thompson and Lauren James
Doesn't matter
and
if you don't know how to use them.
Ellie Carpenter and etc. is jealous of City. Like, that's crazy.
But that's the thing. All of our teams on paper,
Are they?
they're so
Are
good. There's so much
paper?
depth. Yes,
You
Trev,
say our
even-
teams.
I'm saying our. Like, look at the depth of if everyone were healthy on each of our teams, it would be such a different story. I feel like.
Where's our Carolyn? We were supposed to get Carolyn.
Olivia Smith is y'all's Carolyn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If-
finally one player.
What are y'all talking about?
Where's our
if
Bunny Shaw?
everyone were healthy,
Where's our
I
Lauren
feel
James?
like it'd be.
Blackstenius.
You're full of shit. If you're gonna call Blackstenius the same level,
Lauren James.
I will crash the fuck out. Right now.
No way.
Don't
I mean,
I love Arsenal. Don't you ever compare Blackstenius to Bunny Shaw ever again? Like, bro, what are you talking about?
My first thought was I could say Alicia Russo, but Trev would not like that at all.
Listen.
He would not like
Can we
that
get
at
to the
all.
Arsenal match? Can we get to the Arsenal match, please? Can we get to that?
All right,
do it.
Arsenal match. Arsenal Liverpool at the Emirates. Arsenal comes out with the 2-1 win. It was an ugly win, but it was a win nonetheless. Olivia Smith had it was a good goal. Like, and in a way, I feel like it was a little bit lucky, but also it was just a good shot. And like we said, we need, I know, Treb, you're going to get into this, but we need people who will just shoot on target and just shoot the ball and not be afraid to do so and don't get cheeky with it and blah, 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 blah. Like, just shoot the damn ball at the goal. And that's what she does. And in this case, it turned out to be a goal. And that was the first, and it was 1-0 then. The Liverpool goal was, on the other hand, something that, you know, was one of the flaws that Arsenal has in, like, the defense, where the, like, assist, the through ball, just broke the line of defense. And I think it was Steph Catley who kept the Liverpool player onside, even though the rest of the line was up higher and in line. Basically, Steph Catley was out of position, and that kept the Liverpool player onside. And then she was able to just basically go one-on-one with Borb, who was in goal, and score. Like I said, we did get the 2-1 win on a Stina Blackstenius goal in like the 84th, 85th minute? Something towards the end. 88th minute.
88th minute.
All right. Which is great, but still, like I said, ugly win. But 3 points nonetheless. Treb, what are your thoughts?
Arsenal had 19 shots in this match. It's been the story of Arsenal for the last few weeks where they have racked up shot after shot after shot. And maybe it's the goalkeeping that we talked about earlier, because like I mentioned, like Kirby had a phenomenal match where she was stopping 90% of the shots that came in. The other 10%, like the other 9% were stopped by defenders. It was a match where Arsenal, they were knocking on the door. They were. They looked good. They dominated the match in terms of possession. They dominated the match in terms of chances. They looked like the better team. Even though it was an ugly 2-1 win, they still were going forward, you know, attacking the goal well, getting looks at the goal, but they just weren't converting. But that to me is my problem, because, and yeah, like I'm trying really hard not to go on this rant, but like I love Alessia Russo. I think she's a phenomenal player. I would rather have her with our team than not have her with our team. But I think that when I look at teams like Chelsea, when I look at teams like Man City play, like and even when I look at a team like United with Millard, like they have players that aren't afraid to take the awkward shots, right? Like maybe they get the ball 20 yards out, back facing the goal, they turn around, they have just this much space, and they still shoot the ball. Like Russo doesn't do that. And you know, it's something we talked about pre-recording where like I think Tom is right, where like I think that may be the fact that she grew up and kind of came up in the North Carolina system, in the American soccer system, where a lot of what they do in America, here in America, it's like get the open shot, right? Like we don't care if maybe you have this much space and you can shoot the ball. We still want you to look for the open shot. And we saw it this past week with Stanford losing to Florida State in the women's collegiate championship game, where it's like Stanford seemed to have a lot of looks, but they were still trying to get the ball in and basically walk it into the back of the net. Like they were looking for the clear open shot. You're not going to always get clear open shots, period. Like you're just not, especially at the professional level. It's not always going to be pretty. You're not always going to get the clear looks. And I feel like the men's side of Arsenal have been able to kind of figure that out, like with Saka and with Trossard and with Martinelli. Like they seem to take some of these awkward shots, whereas like on the women's side, like we look at Russo and like there were so many times in that match where it's like just turn and shoot. Like I don't even care if it goes in or not. Like just take the chance, and they wouldn't. And they had 19 looks at the goal. They only had 2 of them. They got the win. Like, I'm really happy they got the win. Obviously, I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day of the week. But just, I wish they would shoot more. And that's a big reason why I like Olivia Smith, because she seems to shoot the ball. Like, even if she has a bad angle, even if she has 2 defenders on her, she's going to take the shots. I wish Alessia Russo would do that more. But they got the win. Like, it's something Blackstenius does. It's why she scores so many late goals. Like, she'll just take the shot. And Arsenal need more of that. Like, they need more shooters. Shooters shoot. Mm-hmm. You can't win the lottery without buying a ticket. Like, all of the cliches. You just need to shoot the ball more. And I don't know, maybe it's the law of averages, because we'll talk about Champions League briefly, but, like, Arsenal have had so many looks at goal over the last week in their 2 matches, and they've only come away with 3 goals. And they need to be better, because I like I said, I often look at Chelsea and I often look at City, and I think like if we had a Bunny Shaw, if we had a Sam Kerr, if we had an Alyssa Thompson, like these are players that if we put them in the positions that an Alessia Russo is in, they're going to just take the shot. And yeah, maybe 80% of them don't come off, but that 20% that do come off and score goals, you're looking at far more convincing wins. You're looking at the ability to not have to spend 20 minutes at the end of matches hoping and praying that you come away with the result, right? And so, like, that's my thing is it's just like, you look at the end of these matches that we've had, the end of Liverpool, we needed a Blackstenius 88th minute goal to win. You look at the end of FC 20 in the Champions League, like that was a puckering moment where you're like, please just hold on to this win. Like Arsenal need more shooters. And that is why I have consistently said we need someone like Trinity Rodman on the team. Like we need players that just are not afraid to take those awkward shots, because too many times I feel like we're looking to walk the ball into the net. It's not always going to work. Like sometimes you have to just take the weird, awkward, ugly shot. And you know what? You might miss a lot, but you might make it too. And I feel like making it would provide that confidence to an Alessia Russo to be like, okay, you know, like I am her, like I am that player. Or again, like I look at Olivia Smith, especially in that Liverpool game. Like I look at Olivia Smith, she's so good at taking on 2, 3, 4 defenders and then taking the shot. Like, we need more players like that. We need more players that are willing to have faith in themselves to say like, hey, I'm gonna fucking take it. And I may not make it, but you know what? So far this season, Olivia Smith has 2 of the best goals we've scored. Period. Like, Blackstenius may have clutch goals, but in terms of like bangers, like, Olivia Smith has 2 of those goals. We saw it in her debut. We saw it against Liverpool. Like, I think shooters shoot, and I think that Arsenal needs to shoot more. And I wish that they had more players to shoot more. But it was just, we got the win. I'm really happy. Like I said, I'll take a 2-1. I said it last week when we recorded. This was going to be an ugly 2-1 win, and it was going to be nasty and disgusting, and we were going to hate it, but we're going to get the points. I'll take that over a pretty loss any day of the week. But at the same time, I want to see my players shoot the ball.
2 things. 1, hot take. Alessia Russo actually is a 10, just disguised as a striker, and she probably should be played as a 10.
I don't disagree with that. I think Alessia, like, they play her as like this false 9, and like she spends a lot of time in the middle. Just make her a 10 already.
10, make her a 10, and be done with it. Like, I think that would solve a lot.
Bring in a 9 and make Alessia a 10, and just be done with it. I agree with you.
That's 1. 2, I can't help but thinking that Liverpool lost this game, like, and dropped points in a situation where they could have came away with points, because Gareth Taylor is hard-headed and not very bright sometimes. Like,
oh my God,
you cannot play that high a line.
Why?
That late in the match and not have any pressure on the ball.
Listen,
like, I would get if you were like pressing them and like, yeah, I'm gonna play this high line because I'm pressing the shit out of them. Like, but it's
even
like,
then though, that's dangerous because Arsenal are really good at scoring late. Like, they are. I'll give them credit with that. Like, they are good at getting Blackstenius into the match in that 80th minute and saying, get the winner. Like, we need you.
Yeah.
Get that bitch.
Why are you playing that high of a line? Like, and like that is because your coach is telling you that. So why is your coach telling you this? Because your coach is terrible. I'm sorry, Liverpool, but your coach is terrible.
No, it's so funny. Like, as the ball's going in behind to Blackstenius, even the commentator is like, "Wow, Liverpool are playing a high line here." like, why?
Wow,
like,
they're really high up there. Why would you do that against Blackstenius, who's like known to get behind defenders? But yeah, like, I agree with Deepty too. Like, this is a big reason why I've said I can't wait to get Leia back. And like, shout out Leia Williamson. Like, she was in the team against FC20. She didn't play, thank goodness, because that match was disgusting. Another disgusting match that they played. But like, the fact that Leia Williamson is back, I think is going to help because, yeah, like, Steph Catley played Olsen onside. And I don't think Leia Williamson does that because you look at the way that buildup was, and like, the clearance doesn't get far enough. It bounces off Alessia Russo. It falls to Liverpool, and they now have possession on kind of like a quick counter. And like, you see Lottie Wubbenmoy playing up to mark the player with the ball. You see Emily Fox playing a high line. You see Katie McCabe. I think it was Katie McCabe on the other side, like playing the high line. And then you see Steph Catley kind of like trotting her ass up, and like, she's playing Olsen onside. And I feel like with Leia Williamson is going to keep that high line. She's going to be like, no, bitch, you're going to be offside. I don't give a fuck what you do. We're going to go to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to look at, like, they're going to see this. It's going to be offside, period, point blank. But like, yeah, like, I'm just really happy to see Leia come back for more because they need a presence in defense. Like, I've said this before, it's less about the talent that Leia brings and more about the leadership she brings. And they just need a player who's going to scream at them and say, stop being stupid. Stop it. Play this way. Play the way we need you to play. This is a player that had 20 defensive stops against Barcelona to win the Champions League. They will listen to her. And so, like, I think once Leia gets in and gets healthy and gets match fit, you'll see a different Arsenal defensively. At least I hope so. Like, that's copium to the max. Like, I hope so. but like I said, I will take a 2-1 disgusting win over a pretty 1-0 loss any day of the week. We got the win. That's all that matters. 3 wins in a row for Arsenal. But again, we'll talk about the Champions League soon. But, like, three wins in a row for Arsenal. Like, we'll see. We'll see if we can have a magical end to the season like we did last year.
And just real quick, what you're talking about, like, shoot or shoot. I feel like they had initially, when Jonas was still there, like, lost that shooting mentality. And then when Renee came, they had a bit of a spark and immediately started shooting again. And especially when Chloe Kelly came back. But now it feels like they've lost that again. And so
I think Chloe Kelly being hurt hurts them. But I also feel like the way that Renee plays Mariona Caldente is not smart. Like, she plays Mariona in kind of like that 8 role, kind of like a little bit more of a 6. Like, Mariona doesn't need to be in the midfield. All due respect. Play her in fucking attack. Like, point blank period. Mariona needs to be in attack. All due respect to Beth Mead, I don't ever want to see her on the pitch again.
Beth Mead,
like,
go home, please.
I mean that with, like,
What?
I know
Where
she
is
scored.
This young Thatch slander coming from?
I know she scored the Champions League goal. I don't ever want to see Beth Mead on the pitch again. So help me fucking God. Like, she just and I'll be honest. Like, now that I'm on this tangent, like, her and Caitlin Ford this year have been ass and a half. They have been terrible on the wings. For the love of all that is holy, Arsenal, like, Renee, please replace Beth Mead with Mariona Caldente for now, and then, like, spend $10 million to get Trinity Rodman. Like, I don't care. Like, do whatever the fuck you need to do to get that woman into... Because they need a winger in the worst way. Especially... They needed a winger with everyone healthy. Especially with Chloe Kelly out. They need a player who can come in on either that right or left side, specifically the right side, to, like, help advance the ball and help the attack. And I just... Again, I know Beth Mead scored in the Champions League. That was a score off a deflection. She got lucky. Like, I'm not going to lie. She and Caitlin Ford have not been good this season. And we need to fix the outside of the attack. Because I just personally feel like keeping Mariona in the middle of the pitch is a disservice to her. And it's a disservice to our team. Because she is too much of a creator to have just hanging around in the 6 spot. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, fix that. So, like, again, we can talk about it later. Like, I think Arsenal need a 6. Sam Coffey, please come from Portland. And, like, I think they need a winger. Trinity, like, basically what I'm saying is Arsenal's problems can be solved in America.
Oh, it'll be so interesting to see what they do in the January window, because they definitely need to do something.
They need to do multiple things. They need to do
multiple things. So it'll be so interesting to see. But we will end. Unless, Mark, you want to say something?
Oh, I was going to say something about Beata Olsen real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, Liverpool's goal scorer. So, she's actually a first-year signing for Liverpool from the Swedish league, and she came off the bench in the first match of the season, and then started the week after that. She did not get another start in the league until November 2nd versus Tottenham. And that's when she scored her first goal in the league. And since then, in the last 4 matches that she started in the league, she scored in all 4 of those matches. She also scored a hat trick versus Sheffield United in the League Cup. So she scored, 7 goals in her last 5 matches? And she also became the first player in WSL history to score 4 goals, or at least 4 goals in their first 5 starts. So, Liverpool have been desperately needing a bright spot, and they got one. They have one, at least in Olsen. So,
Like I said before,
it's
I think Liverpool are close to figuring out how to get results. I'm just so glad they didn't figure it out against us.
No, they're not. No, they're
they
not.
figured it out
They
against
are.
us.
They are. Dude, does City play Liverpool? We should check that. We're gonna talk
They
about
played
Champions
already,
League, right? I know Deep D was saying we're wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
But, like, we have to talk about Champions League, like
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we will. And actually,
We're wrapping up like the review of the league.
we're
going to the Champions
we're
League.
wrapping up week 10.
I'm just checking. Does City play Liverpool again? Because I really hope
I'm
they
sure
do.
play again.
They do. They play Liverpool at home on May 3rd, the penultimate match of the season. And then, as if that wasn't funny enough, City's last match of the season is a visit to Chigwell against West Ham.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hate it.
ladies and
I
gentlemen,
hate it.
the last
That's
four
the
matches.
title.
Like, no, okay, I have to talk about this because the last 4 matches for City are
That's it.
United away, Brighton away, Liverpool at home, and then West Ham away.
Yeah, that's where the title's
All
lost.
I'm saying is Arsenal are 8 points back, and that's 12 points right there.
Wow.
There you go.
Liverpool, do
Don't-
something
I'm
for
just
us.
Don't give up hope.
We could be in for the funniest end of the season ever. Oh my God, if Liverpool... Listen, anyway.
We could be.
Let's talk
be.
about Champions League.
All right. Yes. Before we get to Champions League, really quick, we'll just wrap up our prediction game. So before this weekend, I'll just go through this. Treb was at 26 points. Mark was at 27. Tom at 31. And myself at 34. Tom, unfortunately, you were not able to put in your predictions this week, so you didn't get any more points. So you're still at 31. Treb and Mark are both tied at 30 points.
I thought I passed him by 1. We are tied at 30. I'm coming.
You're tied at
the
30.
Jaws theme song. Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na,
Jaws music.
dun-na, dun-na, dun-na,
Tom is
dun-na.
at
I told
31,
you.
so still in second. And then I am at 37.
So I'm at 30. You're at 37?
Getting closer, yeah.
I'm coming. I'm coming for that. I'm not going to finish last. I refuse.
Yes, there's still plenty to play for, but it's getting closer. But anyway, let's talk about these Champions League matches. To recap, the 3 WSL teams are Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man United. Arsenal played FC Twente and won 1-0. Chelsea beat Roma 6-0. That felt like one of their get-right matches as well, especially after the Everton loss. And then United lost to Lyons at 3-0. The Michelle
French
Carrington.
Washington Spirit.
Yes.
Excuse me.
French Washington
French London City. London
whatever
City.
you want to call it. The French London City
Do our listeners
Washington
know what
Spirit.
Washington Spirit is?
The French Kangs.
The French Kings. The French Kings. Where did City finish? What was City score?
3-0.
The City score? Really, Mark?
Oh, City score, my bad.
No, he was making a joke. That's fine.
He was making
That's
a
cool.
joke.
You know, it's all good.
I gotta get it in while I can. They're gonna win the league. I have to get these jokes in.
Well, we'll quickly just quick recap. So, like Trev mentioned, Beth Mead got the 1 goal in the FC Twente match. Early on, it was in the 10th minute. I mean, again, another ugly win. This is one of those matches where you feel like Arsenal should have won by multiple goals, but they didn't. But they still got the 3 points, and at the end of the day, that is what matters. But still, it's not super convincing how they've been playing. But you feel, at least I feel like it's 3 wins in a row. and it is just more confidence boosting and just like building up, especially now that we have to have Orb in goal. It's like 2 matches, 2 wins for her, and so it seems like just a confidence boost that we need.
Well, I will say real quickly, like first of all, I don't know if it's less like here's the thing. Arsenal have had 34 shots in the last 2 matches and they've only had 3 goals. But they have 6 points. So, it's not for lack of trying and it's not for lack of this team just can't get the opportunity. Like they have again, kind of to Tom's point to start the episode, where it's like they've just met goalkeepers who have had it's a typical Arsenal story, right? Like we've seen it on the men's side. They've just ran into goalkeepers who've decided, I'm gonna have my best match of my career today. And like it happens sometimes, but they have been knocking on the door constantly. So they've had 34 shots, only 3 goals. I will say, especially for the FC20 match in the Champions League, we saw Kim Little return. She's back from injury. And most importantly, as I've talked about time and time again, Leah Williamson is back from injury. She was in the 18. She was available for this match. I agree with Renee not playing her in this Champions League match because FC20 decided to play rugby in that match. And they were just like, we're going to tackle everybody as hard as we can. And the ref decided, I'm not going to have control of this match. Fuck it. Like, if you die, you die. So, thankfully, Leia was just like on the bench and we did just enough to win. But I think that you're seeing an Arsenal team that is getting healthier. You're seeing an Arsenal team that has now won 3 in a row, as ugly as it's been. And you're seeing an Arsenal team that has had 34 shots in the last 2 matches. If they keep this up, the law of averages says that one of these teams that we face soon is going to lose 10-0. And I'm hoping it's like United or Chelsea, who we face kind of in the middle to end of January. I think for Arsenal, the most important thing now is to just go into break undefeated, right? Like we have that month-long winter break coming up soon. I think there's 2 matches left before that. They need to go into that undefeated and then have a big January. And I think if they do that, the second half of the season becomes a lot more interesting because I think a healthy Arsenal with as good as we've been playing the last few matches is a team that, much like last season, where we look like shit going into January, we ended up winning the Champions League. I think it could be the same thing. And again, like I've said before, I think City will drop points and you just never know. Like I'll be delusional for a second. Like you just never know. Arsenal are 8 points off of the championship in the WSL. As bad as they've looked the first couple of, like, you know, the Bayern match and the Lyonnais match in the Champions League, they, as it stands, are only 4 points off of the top. Like, you just never know how that ends. So, like, just beat OH Leuven and you never know. So, crucial point for Arsenal. Just finish this block undefeated, going to winter break, going to January strong, and you never know what happens. You're getting healthier. That's all you can ask for. So, yeah, I'll take ugly wins right now.
Really quick before we get to Chelsea, I just want to mention the Real Madrid Wolfsburg match. Real Madrid beat Wolfsburg 2-0, but that was also while Real Madrid, I guess the 2-0 wasn't while they were down 2 players, but at the end of the match, they ended with just 9 players against Wolfsburg's 11, and Wolfsburg still wasn't able to even get 1 goal. So I think this kind of shows, like, in the Champions League too, if you look at the kind of transitive property, we see, you know, Wolfsburg beat United by a lot, 5-2. Arsenal beat Real Madrid 2-1, but then Real Madrid beat Wolfsburg. Like, you never really know who's going to beat who. Whereas, like, I feel like Arsenal and United could still be, you know, when they played in the league, it was a draw. And, like, I feel like even now if they play, it could still be a draw, if not a United win or something. And so just all of that together is you still don't know exactly who might win and who might be at the top of the Champions League table. So that's really exciting. But yeah, that was kind of surprising for me on Wolfsburg's part to not even be able to get one back after going down like 2 players.
Well,
Or I guess,
and like
yeah,
real,
that was going down.
Wolfsburg is deeply unserious. They might, if it weren't for Dortmund men, they might be the most unserious team playing footy in Germany. Like, they are deeply unserious, and so that match result just proves my priors.
Yeah, it proves
to be perfectly
they're
honest.
unserious, but not like consistently unserious, which is weird because sometimes it feels like they are serious.
Oh, correct. Yes, absolutely.
well, just like and like real quick, lastly, like it's important to note that with that win that Arsenal had, they have officially qualified for the next round. So like they will not be knocked out of the group stage with nothing to show for it. At worst, they will be in the playoffs. And I think when you're talking about teams, in all of Europe who are used to kind of that playoff route, Arsenal have to be at the top of the list. Like this is a team that knows what comes with having to play these playoff games, that knows that like nothing is ever easy, right? Like we saw them last year. They came back against Olympique Lyonnais. They came back against Real Madrid. They won the Champions League, basically in a road match in Lisbon, Barcelona's backyard, and beat them 1-0. So like if there's any team in Europe I feel confident about, again, especially getting healthier, it's Arsenal. And so the fact that they won ugly, secured their spot in the next round, secured the fact that they will at least see another day after this league phase is done, I think that that's major for them because, maybe a Chelsea isn't used to playoff Champions League football. Maybe a United isn't used to it. But if there's one team in Europe that I would put my money on, especially healthy, being able to navigate that difficult road, it's Arsenal. So, shout out to them. Like I said, the important thing is just finishing this December block healthy and finishing in a winning form, and we'll see what the second half of the season has.
Yeah. Let's quickly mention Chelsea. Like I said, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna talk about United, Lyonnais real quick. just because Lyonnais played keep away against United for like
they dominated United.
The first half possession stats, they had the ball 76% of the time. Like that is a true statistic. Like that's not. And I get that you can be effective playing like when you don't have the ball, like and Mark spoke to this.
Not
but
United.
Like, United can do that, but like that much, like ceding that much possession, like that seems ludicrous to me. At home.
That's
like
crazy.
That just seems insane. I mean, but whatever. Like. I know that you all told me that I was crazy when I said like I don't know, like United will be lucky to sniff 12th, and like right now they're 9th. Like so
I will say
I feel it's in the cards.
Like, not to make everything about Arsenal, but like I think that is really surprising from an Arsenal fan perspective. Like we lost a match that we shouldn't have lost against Bayern, right? Like we got Pernell hard. And then even the Lyonnais match to open up the Champions League, like I feel like if anyone is objective, they look at that match and say like Arsenal lost that match more than Lyonnais won that match, right? Like we didn't get dominated the way that United got dominated. Like there was like we gave Dumernay an easy look at goal a couple of times. Like we were a lot more sloppy than they were dominating us. And like the fact that even with those 2 losses, Arsenal are a chaotic match day 6 away from possibly finishing in the top 4, right? Like it likely won't happen, but like they are a chaotic day 6 away from finishing in the top 4. I think that says a lot because like Tom said, like I didn't think it would be this close this late in the Champions League group stage. And so, yeah, to see United get dominated by Lyonnais and then they could potentially find themselves, fighting for their Champions League life, like that is crazy to me.
I was gonna say that I actually forgot exactly what I was gonna say. I had the thought,
I'm sorry.
and it's gone. It's like, but either way, Melchi Dumornay just shows why she's so clinical. You can't leave her open, and she will be like your team's. She's the one that will defeat your team if she gets a chance, and that's what happened to United.
We gave her 2 looks and she killed us with both of them.
She's a hooper, and hoopers hoop. That's what she's a hooper. Hoopers hoop. That's what she does.
And yes, this is what I was gonna say. I think we talked about this in the beginning of the season, where United, we wondered when they were going to falter, and initially we thought, oh, maybe because Fallon is gone, they're going to falter. But now that Fallon is back, maybe she's not 100%, but still, United's bench is not that deep either. They have a lot of injuries. They don't have a huge squad. And I think now, especially with all these Champions League matches and important league matches, we are seeing the entire stress of all of this come together, and we're seeing them falter a little bit. Obviously, yeah, there's still a good team. If you consider the WSL, they're still going to be top 4, but in the grand scheme of things, it seems like overall they're not as strong as they were in the beginning of the season, and we are seeing them stumble a bit. And in a way, I still want them to do well. I want them to make it past the league phase. I want them to do well. Yeah, I don't know. I have a little bit of a soft spot for United. But last one of the Champions League before we get to predictions for the next week. But let's quickly talk about.
We can stop that soft spot if you'd like.
Yeah, that's it. Let's have a soft spot. Well, we'll talk about Chelsea Roma. I don't have a soft spot for Chelsea. Sorry, Mark. I will never have a soft spot for Chelsea.
Do we have to talk about Chelsea? They won 6-0.
They won 6-0. Like we said,
that's the match.
After they lost against Everton, this was their get right. Yeah, they were 3-0 at half, 6-0 at the match. Yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say yes. Get right match against the league leaders of Serie A. I actually thought Roma might have been second to Juventus or something. They lead the league by 4 points. I was surprised to see that. Yeah, I was expecting a somewhat competitive game. Chelsea would win 3-0. It was 3-0 at halftime. I don't know if Chelsea were mad. I don't know if the talent difference. There's obviously a gap, right? But still, that was a bit surprising for me. But yeah, so Trev was talking earlier about maybe Chelsea are more focused on Champions League. The last 6 matches, all competitions: 1-1 versus Arsenal, 6-0 versus St. Polten, 1-1 versus Liverpool, 1-1 versus Barcelona, which I think was their best performance of the season, losing 1-0 to Everton, and then 6-0 versus Roma. And
they're
going
focused
back,
on Champions League.
Yeah, because Chelsea also have a 4-0 against Paris. They actually, as of this moment, have the best goal difference in the league table. So better than Barcelona, better than Lyon. So, yeah, I mean, like Chelsea are third right now, and if they win at Wolfsburg, they'll be in the top four. That's really like the most important thing. So, but yeah, maybe they are more focused on Champions League. I don't know.
Do you think that this Chelsea team can beat Barcelona and when it matters? Like truly?
I, well, it's
Because
always
I feel
tough.
like we all know, no matter
it's
how
tough.
high Chelsea finish, it's gonna come down to Chelsea Barcelona, whether it be in the finals or the semifinals.
For me, it's tough to really like judge Barcelona more than anything else because like Barcelona go through these changes, right? Like what they're going through this season where they have to sell all these players. They've lost Bonmati now until maybe until the end of the season. I don't know if she's supposed to come back before, but it doesn't seem to matter. Like it's like their play is consistent. I mean, like I do think it matters when they're missing their stars, right? But like their play is pretty good. Their formula, their identity, it all remains. So it's like you're more or less getting the same Barcelona. So I mean, I don't know. Like I need to see more from Bon Pastor, put it that way, because like this whole like the back and forth she's doing with the tactics, and then there's been a lot of rotation to this point, and I understand that, and I kind of think part of the reason for the rotation is she wants to end the season on a strong note. She would, with her best players available, and in form, but like the form lately is not very encouraging, right? So I can't really say based off of that, oh yeah, we could beat. I mean, look, they looked good against Barcelona. That's like the single most encouraging thing of all, that we've seen this season. But even with that, they only got the draw. So, like, I think that they should be able to compete against Barcelona at the very least. Like that 4-1, that 8-2 that happened last year, that absolutely shouldn't happen again. But actually beat, I don't know.
According to
I can't confidently
reports,
say yes.
Bonmati is supposed to require surgery and be out for the rest of the season.
Damn.
So like it's a 5 to
Barcelona
6
has
month
no
recovery.
players.
They don't,
They
but they
calling
still
up
seem to win.
teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're calling up teenagers.
I mean, but
and they
yeah,
play
but
in
when
a
you have teenagers
and
like
they-
Kike Nazareth,
they-
like, does it matter?
They play in a farmers league though. Like they're like
It
Liga
doesn't.
F is
This is why I asked, because
Liga F is not good. Like,
But then, like,
they're
okay,
not.
but then, like,
it's
Spain,
not.
for
But then they
example,
run up on
right?
someone like Chelsea and they beat them 8-2.
So, like, you look at someone like Spain, right? Like, Spain is basically Barcelona's squad with like, give or take 1 or 2 players. right?
Basically.
And they
Won the World Cup.
They had to deal with the loss of Bonmati before Barcelona did, and it didn't look like they were dealing with it. I mean, like, again, like Europe,
They
I
have
think
Kike
some of those
Nazareth
teams-
still healthy now.
Like, some of those teams in Europe are probably overrated. It's probably a bit of a farmers at a certain level, but like, I just think like their formula and their identity carries them through to where they're always going to be at least competitive. Like,
I'm just saying, like, I only say that because I feel like, again, I said it a lot this episode where it's like, I feel like Chelsea are focused on Champions League, but that puts Sofia Bonpastor in such a tough position, because if you don't win the league and then
And you don't win Champions
and
League,
you don't win,
they'll-
what the fuck are you?
Or, God forbid, Chelsea for one reason or
Bruh.
another are not in Champions League next season. Bye.
Well,
No, that's not
first
gonna
of all,
happen.
that's a whole different conversation.
How-
I don't think
how
that's
does
a
that happen?
conversation
That's
that's
not
going to
gonna
happen.
even happen.
I don't think that
okay.
they're going to finish top 3, but
Well,
my hope, much like last season, is that Arsenal face Chelsea in Champions League at some point, and if we're the ones to beat you,
I probably won't come on this podcast.
he said no. He said no.
the crowd
Won't-
is coming
won't be
back.
happening.
I will
I will
be
be out for
a
2 weeks
menace.
with a bruised ego.
Mark is like, I'm out. I require
I was
surgery.
Yeah,
like, I'm
I'm
listening
calling
to the
out.
injury
I'm done.
report. I'm on the injury report.
Mark's like, I suddenly have wisdom teeth that need to come out, and I can't talk for 3 months. I'm out of this bitch. But no, like, in all seriousness, like, I think Bon Pastor putting herself in a position where it's like Champions League or bust, like, I get it, but also that is such a scary predicament because again, it's not even just Barcelona. Like you have Wolfsburg out there, and I think Wolfsburg played Chelsea the last match of the league.
Yeah.
So like we'll see how they do, but like you have Bayern out there, like you have again like just you have Arsenal out, like you have these teams that can very much beat you still in the Champions League, and it's like if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, you better know what the fuck you're doing because if you don't, you might not be manager at Chelsea next season, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, don't forget Lyon now coached by Jonathan Heraldez. Like,
I feel like Lyon is the favorite to win Champions League. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I think that's a fair shout.
So good.
I think that's a fair shout. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Chelsea with the and again, like Mark says, I wonder if they're mad. Yeah, bro, they lost to Everton. I think they're fucking pissed, bro. I think they were fucking pissed going into Roma. They were fucking mad. Yes, and they dogged. Listen, I thought Chelsea was gonna win that match. I was looking at the score, like, because again, like this was a week where the men's Champions League overlapped, so I was watching the Arsenal men while watching Chelsea women, and like they're just like 2-0 win, 3-0, 4-0, 6-0, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess, bro.
Yeah.
Roma may be first in the Italian league. They're 17th right now in the Champions League table. So
are they?
Yeah, bro.
Well, that's
so
fascinating because Juventus is fourth. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Juventus may be having a tough go in the Italian league, but like in terms of Champions League, Juventus are the better team by far.
I think, and I think it just goes to show like what we were talking about before, like who is prioritizing what competition. Like it's obvious that Roma wants to win Serie A Femminile, right?
Yeah.
Like
Juventus want to win the Champions League.
They want to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
So like, and I think that they are making successful moves towards that and sacrificing the other competitions as a result.
All right. We are going to get to our predictions because we have a full slate of matches, including one extra match on Thursday, which is the day after we are recording, actually. It's the makeup from match day 3, Aston Villa versus Liverpool. This is going to be at Villa Park Thursday at 7 p.m. local time. Predictions. Mark, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go with a 1-1. I think Liverpool's kind of found something.
Interesting.
Trev?
No, Tom, go. Tom, go.
Tom? Okay.
They found a person that can score him a goal, Bita Olsen. That's great. They're going to lose this match 2-1. Like, just like they lost last match 2-1. That's what's going to happen. They're going to give up a silly late goal, and like either Kirsty Hansen or Ebony Salmon's going to score it like in like the last 15 minutes of the match.
Oh man, this is like tough. Hang on, let me see something because has someone tell me real quick, has Liverpool won a match this season so far? They have not, right?
No, they've drawn twice.
They've drawn twice, they've lost 7. Fuck it. Liverpool win 2-1.
Whoa.
They're at home. I think Liverpool finally do they win 2-1. I don't know why. I feel it in my heart. Liverpool win 2-1.
This is just far too much faith in Gareth Taylor for my team. I don't like it.
It's not faith in Gareth Taylor. Like, I want to make it clear. I don't believe in Gareth Taylor as far as I can throw it.
Crazy.
Liverpool are going to win at some point. I genuinely feel like they're going to win at least one match this season. It may not be enough to keep them in the WSL.
For the audio audience, the face that I am making at Trev is clearly indicating that I do not believe none of that shit. that
I
he's
feel
talking
like
about.
Liverpool are gonna lose the playoff match. Like I truly, in my heart, feel like Liverpool are gonna lose whatever playoff match they play. I don't care who it's against, but they're gonna win one WSL match. I don't like the way that London City have been playing so far. Truly. Wait, is that who they play?
No,
Am I
Villa.
wrong in that? Oh my god.
We're doing Villa Liverpool.
What match am I on? Because like on this it says that West Ham Liverpool are next. Oh no.
No, they've got
it's
the makeup match.
Okay,
and then they have their week 10
I still say Liverpool win 2-1. I think they get their first match, their first win against Villa.
Against Villa? Okay.
At away. I don't know why I was looking at. I don't know what I was looking at. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at match day 12 when they play London City at home. But they still have 2 matches before that. But Aston Villa away, I still say Liverpool get the win 2-1.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with Mark's as well. I'm gonna go 1-1 draw. I think Villa losing to Spurs as in the fashion they did is gonna be. It's just gonna like be defeating for them and just hurt their confidence. And then Liverpool is like, not that they have more confidence, but the fact that they scored one, like, and a fairly decent goal against Arsenal, I think that's gonna like help them as well. So I'm gonna say 1-1. We'll see. Like I said, that's Thursday to make up the match for match day 3, and then the rest of the matches are going to be over the weekend. And first one is going to be Everton versus Arsenal at Goodison Park, Saturday at 12 p.m. local time. I'll go first. I'll say.
Wait, I have a question. How come Arsenal keeps on playing like on Saturday? Why does Arsenal get to play on Saturday? Everybody else plays on Sunday. I don't understand.
I don't understand the way that these like
because we're the defending European
champions.
All right, we are the show until we're not the show.
But like also, is Saturday better? I don't know, or is it just like what they've done?
I like Saturday better because it determines whether my weekend is going to be full of bullshit or happy. So like the earlier that Arsenal play, the better.
I guess it's just interesting because like that's the league has essentially made the Saturday match an island match, meaning that no other matches are being played on Saturday. I honestly think it has to do with Champions League
because like I said, I think that the fact that Arsenal are like the defending European champions, I think it's more just like this is a team you want to watch. This is a team carrying our league right now, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it is what it is.
I don't know if that's true, but maybe. Like, I just genuinely don't know what... Because, we just got confirmation of when the next, like, the reverse fixture, basically, of Chelsea-Arsenal will be at Stamford Bridge. And it's not even at prime time. It's at, like, 12:30 p.m., whatever day it is on. And just... It just doesn't make any sense how they've decided to broadcast
WSL these. Giving Jessica Berman a run for their money. I don't know. That's
matches. Another conversation for another day.
Exactly.
This schedule is ass. I don't know. It is what it is. I tried to give them an excuse. It didn't work. It is what it is. We're playing on Saturday. That's all you got to know.
We're playing on Saturday. We're playing Everton away. And initially, I was going to be like, okay, this is the get-right match. We haven't had it yet. We're going to get it. But then Everton did what they did to Chelsea. And now, I don't know.
and then
I also thought that this was a get-right match. Look how that turned out.
What are the predictions?
So...
Merseyside did not do right by you, Mark. Not even a little bit.
I'm going to say... I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal.
This match is either going to be 0-0 or 5-1, and I can't really figure out which one it's going to be. So I'm going to say that it's going to be 5-1 Arsenal.
Oh my God.
But it very well could be.
Who do you
0-0.
think we have in attack, bro? You keep picking these big ass score lines for us. Who the fuck do you think we have in attack?
One of these matches, it's going to happen.
It's not going to be Everton, though. Mark, what do
I'm
you
gonna
got?
say 3-1 Arsenal.
Y'all motherfuckers keep picking these big ass scorelines, bro. Like, I wanna, do y'all
It'll
watch
be a
Arsenal
smash and
this
grab
season?
3-1.
I believe that. I think this is the first match that we see Leah Williamson play. Truly. I don't know if she starts. I think Renee still goes with Steph Catley in the start. Yeah, I think, but I think we're gonna see her in this match. I think Arsenal win 2-1. I feel like it's gonna be another like ugly fucking disgusting match.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm wrong. Like I hope one of these times like Arsenal figure out a way to get the ball behind the net.
We said all this.
No,
and
we're
gonna
win
this
draw. Match. I'm with Tom. This is either gonna be like a shitty. How did Arsenal get this win, or like Arsenal blow them out by 10?
Yeah. Anyway, the rest of the matches are going to be on Sunday, like Tom said. So first up, we have Leicester City versus London City at King Power Stadium, Sunday at 11:55 a.m. local time. What do we think? This one's intriguing, actually, because like we said, Leicester could do something. London City, I thought, they were building something up. They fumbled or stumbled a bit. So now, and they're away now at Leicester City. I feel like this might be a draw.
It will be a 0-0 draw.
You're saying 0-0.
I don't like. I don't feel like Leicester has anything in attack at all.
Yeah.
And then I feel like London City can either be real hot or they can be real cold. And it's right now they're on that real cold arc, and I think that just continues.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go 1-0 London City.
I'm gonna go 2-1 London City.
Ooh, okay. I think I'm gonna go 1-0 Leicester.
I knew it.
Right.
I don't know why. Like, Tom's not wrong. I feel like London City are on that. We're not winning matches right now, and they're going away. Like, if they were at home, I might be more willing to pick them. But I feel like with the way Leicester played against City, like they had that match 0-0 until Carolyn came on. London City don't have a Carolyn, and so I think Leicester get the win at home 1-0.
I just feel like it's, like we said, if it's a London City match, there's going to be a penalty, and for some reason I feel like the penalty is going to go for against London City. Yeah, and against Leicester, and that's what's going to happen.
Fair.
Okay. Next. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. What do we have? We have West Ham versus Liverpool at Chigwell Construction Stadium, Sunday at 11:55 a.m. again.
Relegation battle match.
Yeah. Predictions.
This is truly the Sicko special. Truly the Sicko special.
What time is that match? I feel like that's a 4 a.m. for me.
11. It is.
It's a 3:55. Bruh. What the fuck, bro?
Shakira Martinez hat trick.
Whoa. Okay.
Bruh. Do you just do cocaine before these predictions, bro? Like, what the fuck do you be on, bro?
There will be more goals in this match than like people like expect. I got 3-2 West Ham.
I don't expect
5.
I do I expect it because neither one of these teams can play defense, and they are now stepping into a form.
What did you say? You said 3-2. What did you say?
3-2. There will be 5 goals in this match.
Liverpool wins 3-2. Is that what you're saying?
No, West Ham. West Ham 3-2.
West Ham.
I'm gonna say 2-0 West Ham.
2-0 West Ham. I think this is when Liverpool gets their first win, and so I'm gonna say, I'll say 2-1 Liverpool.
West Ham have scored 7 goals all season. I think
In the league.
Liverpool win. I'm gonna say 2-0.
All right. No one's picking a draw. So
This match is not ending in a draw. These two teams are going to be fighting for their relegation lives. This match is not ending in a draw.
fair. We'll see. And then we have Brighton versus Chelsea at Broadfield Stadium, Sunday, 12 p.m. local time kickoff. I think it's also 11:55 to be honest. But what do we have? Chelsea confuses me this year. Someone else predict first. I can't decide.
Chelsea confuses me. I don't know. Someone else picked.
Shit, man. Like, Woso Kirk Ferris over there, like, we're just going to score 1 goal. I mean, and like, against a goalkeeper like Dodozi, that's a dangerous proposition to just like, oh, we're just going to score the 1 goal. It'd be cool. You got to score the first one first. That stated, I got a 1-1 draw. I think Seke is gonna continue her hot form, and who knows? Maybe Sam Kerr scores. I don't know.
Mark?
Wait, have you gone yet, Trev?
No, I think 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea?
3-1 Chelsea.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
I would love to think Brighton get the result, but just with no Ajamain, I don't think Rose Kafaji does it. I think Psyche gets a goal, but like I 3-1 Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea lets what happened against Everton happen twice in a row in the WSL.
Mark?
What are you saying,
You want me to go
Look at this
first?
guy. Look at this guy.
I was waiting. I was trying to say. Fine. Gosh. Honestly, that Everton match really messed me up.
It's not going to happen
Messed
again.
you up.
Chelsea will not happen. Chelsea
Are they
will
gonna
not.
Are they gonna have 2 of the
Chelsea
same
will
in
not
a row?
let that happen again.
No?
Chelsea
God,
will
I
not let
hope
that happen
not.
again. They won't. Our luck is not that good.
I'm gonna say... I'll say 2-2 draw. Oops.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it's going to be 3-1 Chelsea.
DT stole my prediction. So, yeah, I'm also kind of confused by this match because I think what Chelsea have really struggled with is low blocks, and Brighton at home I don't think will play a low block, but I do think Brighton can hurt Chelsea. So I'm also going to say 2-2. Like, I think this will actually be a very interesting, like, just open match in general.
Yeah, that one's one of the more interesting ones for me. Okay, then we have Man City versus Aston Villa at Joy Stadium, 11:55 a.m. local kickoff.
I really don't know how to.
Nah, I think City's gonna
I know.
run away with this.
No! What?
Shut up, Tom. No one's gonna listen to you.
The propaganda. Here comes the propaganda. What do you got to say, Tom? What do you got to say?
Villa win on the road, 2-1. They've been a good road team all season, save for that match against Spurs. They'll get all 3 points at the Joy Stadium.
Villa win
so
on the
you have to
road,
stop.
coming off a short week.
Tom is going to risk the prediction game just to continue this bullshit narrative that his team sucks. This is crazy.
you all will stop perceiving us as title contenders and top of the table. Like it will, we're going to lose, and it's just going to happen. It's okay. Like I have mentally prepared myself to what Aston Villa.
No, I'm
I
saying
think
3-0, maybe even more than that.
Right?
Has everyone else gone? What are the predictions?
No.
Wait, what did Mark say?
Fine, I'm saying
Go
4-0 City.
I actually was thinking about predicting a draw until I remembered that Villa coming off a short week. So 2-1 City.
I think City have another flattering match. Is 3-1 City.
Yeah, Tom, we're not playing into your games anymore.
I'm not, but listen,
We're
I'm
not
not
believing.
listen. I think
none of
City are
you.
going to drop points. You'll know when I feel like they're going to drop points. They're not dropping points anytime soon.
That's right.
Okay, y'all say that.
I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
And finally, we've got Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur at Lee Sports Village Stadium at 2:30 p.m. local time. This one's on BBC Two for those in the UK. This is the BBC match of the weekend.
I'll go first because, like, I think this is hard because, like, I've made it a point in this show now to never pick Tottenham unless they're playing West Ham. But I'm not going to lie. Part of me feels like they're going to get the result in this match. That said, I'm going to keep the bit going. It's 2-1 Man United. But I worry because, like, I don't, and this is crazy to say, I don't have faith in what I've seen from Fallon Joy so far since her return. Like, I think that right now United are incredibly vulnerable, and I just think there's an opportunity to get points off them, but I'm going to say 2-1 United win.
Yeah, Tottenham is just a point off of United.
Even though I need them to drop, I need United to drop points more than I need Tottenham to drop points.
But United has a +11 goal differential and Tottenham has a +0. They're just even on goals against and goal for. So
we really need United to drop points, though. Oh, they're gonna get the win, though.
Man United won. Tottenham Hotspur won.
1-1. I was gonna go 1-0 United.
All right, I'm gonna go 2-2.
All right. Interesting. We all think it will be a close one, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. That's our preview for that weekend, the upcoming weekend. Anything else on those matches? Anything else that we've missed?
Is the round 6 of Champions League happening when we record next week? I'm just curious.
Say again?
When is match day 6 for Champions League?
Yeah, that is next week, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
It's all on one day.
We'll see.
Wednesday, the 17th.
I'll just say it really quick, just in case we don't record before that. It's Chelsea at Wolfsburg, United at Juventus, and Arsenal at OH Leuven. For our
I think Arsenal get the 3 points. I'm interested to see how Wolfsburg react against Chelsea because they got fucking dog walked today.
Yeah. And then Juve United would also be, I think, a pretty good one.
I think Juve beats United.
Yeah.
But that if they do that, that should keep them in the top 4. With Juventus in the top 4, would be
Arsenal have a
wild.
sliver.
That'd be so
Arsenal
wild.
have a sliver to get in the top 4. They need a lot to go weird, but like the fact that we're still in that conversation, considering the first 2 matches we had, is crazy. But I don't care. Yeah. We've locked in the next round. Like I said it when we played Barcelona. Like if there's any team I have confidence in, it's Arsenal. So we'll see. But yeah, I have nothing else. I just get me to January, man. Please, for the love of God, spend $10 million on Trinity Rodman, please.
Same.
Bruh, here we come.
The greed that Chelsea fans have is fucking insane. You just spent $1.5 million on Alyssa Thompson. If there's one position you do not need, it's winger. Like, you have 20 of them. Get a defender. Go do something else. Get a job. Go find someone else.
They got one of those too.
Get the fuck, bruh. At this point, I'm kind of hoping that Kang fucking buys her for London City just to not have her go to Chelsea.
God, no.
I can't. If she goes to Chelsea, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I
will not be here in the next episode after that happens.
She wouldn't do that because that means like there would be no incentive for her to go because she can't play Champions League ball.
Jessica Berman, figure it out.
Yeah, seriously. That's actually what needs to happen.
I mean, that's really what needs to happen.
Hey, Jessica Berman,
keep her in the NWSL, please.
Stop acting like you just got into this position, please.
She did though. Anyway, that's a whole other episode.
All right.
We covered the WSL
conversation. Alrighty. Thanks for listening, y'all. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. Hit that follow button to stay up to date when new episodes drop. Leave a rating and review if you can. Leave us questions. We'll eventually start a mailbag segment. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on that if we answer your questions and get enough of those. But we'd love to hear feedback. We'd love to just interact with y'all. There are 12 teams, 6 matches, 4 hosts. You're listening to the 12. Go Arsenal. Just get the win, please. See you
Check
next
out
week.
the lit stream tomorrow. It's birthday week. We're going crazy.
Sonia Bonpasteur is Loso Kirk Barron.